Yeah, everyone is flexible, so I don't think that will matter much.
Well, any changes in your side?
Yeah, we have two changes. Dipidai is not feeling well, so in place of him, Vivek comes in, and in place of Lalitdai, Anil Shah comes in.
Well, all the best for today's match, Rohit. Neil, you batted yesterday. You'll have to bowl first today. What would you have done?
Yeah, we would have bowled. Purely, we weren't sure what a good score was after yesterday, but we're certainly going to have to improve if we're going to win today.
Not the obvious kind of start you'd have wanted coming in Nepal and playing your first match. What was the conversation like yesterday, and what did you guys talk about?
We were probably just a bit slow to adapt to conditions, but I think if we can raise the game in three facets, we'll go close today.
Enjoying the crowd around?
Yeah, it was great, and we're not used to it, so it was a different challenge for us, and it's something we'll have to get used to over the next few weeks.
Well, any changes in your side?
Matthew Foster and Gavin Howie come into the team.
All right, all the best, Neil. So the news I have from the centre is Rohit Patil, the home captain, has won the toss and he will bat first.
So that's the news from the toss. Nepal, I think, will delight the home fans by having a bat first this time today. It's a really nice day for cricket. Probably 23, maybe 24 degrees. The skies look set fair, and we've got all the action coming up after a short advertising break. Welcome along to the coverage. You can see the two starting 11s there. So it's the Dish Home Fibernets Ireland Wolves Tour of Nepal. There's the two starting 11s. And we see two changes for Nepal. Lalit Rajbanshi and Dipender Singh Airi are both out. And in comes Anil Kumar Shah and Bibek Kumar Yadav. Looking forward to seeing the young all-rounder in action again today for Ireland. We'll hopefully get a look at the Irish side now. Exciting to see Gavin Hoey into the starting 11. Pembroke and Leinster Lightning all-rounder, very talented leg spinner, son of the former Ireland international Conor Hoey, and Matthew Foster come into the team. They're the two changes. Tom Mays and Matthew Humphreys miss out today. Hopefully you are hearing us loud and clear now, as I wish a very good afternoon and a welcome along to Ayush Gautam. Ayush, great to be with you. Final time we're going to see Nepal in action here in Nepali soil before that T20 World Cup that comes up in about 2 months' time.
A very good afternoon, Lenny. The final time we'll be seeing a senior side before they move on to India and then to Oman and going to the T20 World Cup. So it's Kushal Bhurtel and Asif Sheikh will be starting the proceedings for Nepal. The first ball, there you go, a shorter one, pulled it. And a way to start off Kushal Bhurtel.
Yeah, Kushal Bhurtel and Asif Sheikh, the normal opening partnership, and it is Fionn Hand with the new ball in hand, pardon the early pun in proceedings for game day 2. Starts with a bit of a drag down. Short ball is natural. Delivery will be to bring it back into the right-hander, so his margin for error is quite slim. He loves bowling to left-handers, most famously Ben Stokes. Much better line that time at the MCG. He cleaned up with a beauty. For Ireland, a different challenge for them today. They'll have to bowl first.
Well, absolutely a different challenge for the Irish side today. They have gone with 3 leg spinners today. Gareth Delaney, Gavin Hoey and Ben White. Fionn Hand starting the proceedings, and this is what we're talking about. You cannot test Kushal Bhurtel with those shorter delivery. He loves that pace coming in towards him.
It's not a good delivery, and it's a bit too easy for Kushal Bhurtel just to help it round the corner. And it's the first maximum of the day. The fans just starting to come in. The grass banks will fill throughout the afternoon. I think words got out that Kushal Bhurtel is batting player of the match yesterday and a brilliant start today.
Well, absolutely a brilliant start for Kushal Bhurtel. This is what I was talking about. He loves playing those shorter deliveries. He loves pace coming towards him. And we're just talking about a different Kushal Bhurtel that we witnessed in yesterday's game, a mature, calm, composed Kushal Bhurtel. But this is what you're witnessing. This is how he loves playing his game.
Much better immediately. Any of the close catchers come out of play. Quite a defensive field already in just the first over. 5 on the offside, 4 on the leg. And the man who is out at deep square leg has come, well, probably 5 or 6 yards behind square now. Really nice day for cricket today. Perfect temperatures. And that's much better from Hand. And I'm sure the Nepali fans, last time they're going to get to see their heroes in action, will be looking for a big score. What are they thinking? 200 plus already?
Well, absolutely. We are playing in the first pitch, and if you could just, when the bowler is bowling from the TU end, there's a shorter boundary on the leg side, and you could just see lots of right-handed batsmen in the Nepalese squad, so Irish team needs to be careful coming in from the TU gate end.
And that's why Ireland have started from this end. It means that the 20th and final will be bowled from the Chobar. End of the first, 10 runs from it, 10 for none. Asif Sheikh will face up for the first time. Going to be Liam McCarthy for Ireland to open the bowling from the Chobar end. Ayush, you were just talking about those three leg spinners that are in action for Ireland. The Railway Union man going to get things going with the new ball. A little bit of movement down the leg side, flicks the pad, and it's going to race away for four leg byes.
Not a good, decent delivery to start off with from McCarthy. He's got that pace, he can generate that bounce, and this is what we are talking about in middle, Lenny. Like, the Irish side could just go on with the spinners in the power play overs, because we have seen both the batters struggling against spinners.
And immediately the slip comes out after one delivery from McCarthy. Gareth Delaney was in there at slip, but Neil Rock has called him out, comes into mid-wicket, stocks up the leg side. Now he gets to swing one away, but it's played away to the boundary. Oh, that's a really good stroke. Elegant as always from Asif Sheikh. Are we in for a run fest today, Ayush?
Well, the wicket is looking a flat batting wicket. You could just see that ball just opened his arm. The sleep was removed that time. Just placed it. A brilliant start for the Nepalese side. Well, they're looking to play those aggressive cricket. Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bhurtel joining the party.
Better length, back of a length, but does enough to get a single. Yeah, you were talking about those three leg spinners into the team today. As an Irishman who's a former leg spinner myself, I use the words former with great emphasis there. Stuff of dreams, really. I can't think of any Irish side that ever featured two leg spinners, really, until recent years with the ascension of Ben White to join Gareth Delaney in the national side, and now a side with three leg spinners. And the lovely thing about them, they're all very different leg spinners. You see Gavin Hoey today. He is full of talent. Many have identified him as maybe being the next cab off the rank in terms of spin bowlers that might get capped for the senior side. He's a very good lower order power hitter. He's a wonderful fielder. His father, Connor, was, well, as good a cricketer as I've ever played with. He was a leg spinner himself. Really the last leg spinner to play for Ireland before Delaney and Ben White. Famously got Brian Lara out in a West Indies versus Ireland tour game all the way back in 1993. But his son, Gavin, talented kid. And I'm looking forward to seeing him today. And you rightly identified these conditions are helpful for spinners. You'd like to see Ireland maybe get the spinners into action early.
Well, absolutely, and this is what we're talking about. We have seen the openers struggling against spinners. We talk about Kushal Bhurtel or Asif Sheikh. We have seen Kushal Bhurtel struggling against spinner in the first game as well. And talking about Gavin Hoey that we are talking, he's from Dublin. He's from your club, Lenny, Pembroke Club. You've been there with Gavin Hoey. He's a spinner. Like, so interested to see him bowling in action today.
He turns it as well, gives it a good rag. Good Yorker, this time from McCarthy. Throw shies in at the stumps, but no damage done. Gets us to the end of the second. 20 for none.
Come on, the hairband.
Picked up and smashed, smoked in fact all the way for six. Foster introduced to the attack and dispatched by Bertel.
Well, the Belfast-born paceman would not love this in the first delivery. This is what we're talking about from the first delivery of this match. You cannot test Kushal Bhurtel in his strength. Look at that transfer of weight in that back foot. He just slammed that ball. Well, he's playing his natural game today, Lenny.
Back crash. And the pace on the ball is just being worked around with real ease. That's Gavin Hoey doing the fielding out there. Sort of a deep backward point. A fielding position that, well, 10 years ago didn't really exist, did it? Certainly not in other forms of cricket, but now it's being used very regularly, particularly in the first 6 overs. Foster's had lots of experience in and around the senior squad. I think he's been part of 3, if not 4, touring parties now for the national team, sort of one of the reserve seamers, yet to be capped internationally. But he just does have a yard of pace and also good delivery release point, good high, strong action.
Well, Matthew Foster was part of the team for a long period of time. This is what Lenny was talking about. Got his first international call of a Sri Lanka tour early in 2023, but had to withdraw due to injury. What a brilliant seamer. He's got that height, generate that bounce as well. Once again, testing it with that shorter delivery. This time, Asif Sheikh joining the party with Kushal Burtel. Well, are we here for a run fest?
And a fan has a little memento. Now, keep your eyes on the umpire here, because I think it's not just a 6, but it's also going to be a no ball. And the cheer in the background is the crowd realising a free hit is going to follow. It's not the right length, you can see there. Umpire Vinay Kumar Jha immediately indicated it was an overstep from Foster. And oh dear, this is a baptism of fire for the seamer. 2 maximums in the over. Here comes the free hit now to follow. Does learn, takes the pace off the ball. Don't think that's the right length to bowl, is it? Short to 2 very aggressive players. We saw Kushal Burtel most famously hook and pull India in the Asia Cup for some big 6s. Don't think Foster has the pace to be bowling that length.
A good presence of mind there by Foster in the free hit delivery, just testing Asif Sheikh with that slower one. And I guess we'll be seeing spinners bringing back into the attack. Wicket. This time Foster gets his man. Asif Sheikh departs. A brilliant comeback for Foster.
Much better length. It's back of a length. It's not short enough to hook or to pull. And all Asif Sheikh does in the end really is hang his bat out, almost fishing for the edge. It's taken the edge. Doheny has had an exceptional day yesterday with the gloves. It's another good catch. He's made that look easy. And celebrations for Foster really of relief as much as anything else, because it was a flying start from Nepal. But Asif Sheikh has to walk back now. He's gone. The first wicket falls. And Nepal are 34 for 1. Anil Shah, the new man. Better length, much, much better from Foster. 2 poor deliveries that over, both went for 6, but he's come back really well. Dot wicket, dot to end the 3rd over. 34 for 1. Introduction of spin very early in the piece. It's going to be Gareth Delaney. Ball's very flat leg breaks. We'll skid them on. Not a big turner of the ball. And you can see there immediately, as soon as the pace comes off, it all of a sudden looks a bit more difficult. Kushal Burtel and I know Asif Sheikh has now been dismissed. They both had a few problems against spin, but look at this. Just sticks at the surface a touch, and Patel playing out in advance of his body. For Nepal, what's not just the game plan today, I suppose, but what are they looking to take from this final match on home soil ahead of what's a huge few months for the national team?
We were talking about from the first game as well, Lenny. Monty Desai in his interview, we have seen him talking about the stability. We have seen so many changes in the side today. Vivek Kumar Yadav coming in, Gulshan Sai is there in the team. Dipendra Singh Airi, surprisingly, is out. Lalit Narayan Rajbangshi is out. So we'll be seeing Rohit Kumar Paudel and Kushal Malla with those spinning duty. And this is a good move, like placing in a slip in place for the new man in, Anil Shah. This is a perfect platform for Anil Shah as well. He has been in the team. He has made his comeback through the Prime Minister's Cup in the Canada A Series, then against Netherlands and Namibia.
Feels like a big knock, doesn't it, for Anil Shah? Remarkable comeback. As Bertel goes to one of his favourite shots, he's a power sweeper. Doesn't really paddle or lap. He hits firmly and hard. And the problem with bowling spinners in the power play, just 2 fielders allowed out. Good stroke for 4.
Brilliantly picked up by Kushal Bhurtel. There's a fielder there, the deep mid wicket. Just placed it, just went beneath the ball. An interesting power play going on there. Bit of overcast condition out here, Lenny, now.
That's the sort of trademark Delaney delivery. Stump to stump. So that's pitch probably just outside the off stump. It's not going to turn and beat your outside edge much. It'll actually, as much as anything, challenge your inside edge, challenge maybe the front or the back pad. LBW bowled. That's what he's looking for there. Quick single, well run by Anil Shah. End of the 4th over. 41 for 1. Foster to continue. There's that deep backward point again. Gavin Hoey, very good fielder. I know one thing from being back at the team hotel last night, the Hyatt Place, chatting to both the players and the management of the Irish Wolves side. They were taken firstly by the occasion, the passion and the enthusiasm from the crowd, but secondly by the fielding and the athleticism of the Nepal side. In fact, they were talking to me about how they felt that they're a step behind Nepal in that front, and they're going to need to go home and work on that.
Well, fielding has been fabulous for the Nepali side for a long period of time. I just wanted to ask you, Lenny, like, it's an overcast condition. We know that the Irish side would love coming on with their 3 seamers today. Is this a perfect situation for bringing seamers from both the end now?
It just seems that pace on the ball has been going the distance, and they've gone with the 3 leggies. I'd be very tempted if I was Neil Rock to try and bowl 12 overs of spin. So to do that, he's got that consistency of Delaney to maybe get 2 in the power play. You definitely want to give Gavin Hoey the protection of bowling what you might consider the easier overs, which are those from 6 to 14. And then maybe Ben White can bowl a little bit more towards the death. It's overcast, but I don't think it's going to move much. Haven't seen any movement through the air. And this is going to be a chance and taken. It's not short enough. It's just back of a length, and Bertel, he was itching to get going. Fionn Hand it is that takes a simple catch, and Foster has struck again. What a comeback from him. He looked like he was going the distance. He's found the 2nd wicket.
Well, a much-needed wicket for the Irish side. Kushal Bhurtel was looking aggressive. Simple, easy catch for Fionn Hand. There's not much of a shorter delivery. Could not just held his balance out there. Well, Nepal, 43 for 1. 43 for 2.
Gulshan Jap replicates his position yesterday at number 4, but there's already been a change of the batting order because it was Rohit Powdell at 3 yesterday, albeit for a 2-ball duck. Anil Shah into the team, he's taken the captain's spot. And the all-rounder made only 4 yesterday, but I thought he bowled nicely, including one of the deliveries of the day. Slip in place. And that's lovely from Foster. Much, much better. Big thing, I think Ryan Eagleson, the head coach of this Wolves side, will want his team to do is to learn. And you can already see, very early days in the tour, 8 matches in total, they are learning.
Well, they have learned about the conditions from the yesterday's game as well. We could just see in the playing 11 bringing in your 3 leg spinners. And this is a perfect situation for Foster as well, bowling to a left-handed Gulshan Jha. With the angle just snipping back towards Gulshan. A brilliant running between the wicket. That was a call from Anil Shah. And now a left-hand, right-hand combination in the middle. And we're just talking about the shorter boundary in the leg side when you're bowling from the TU end.
You see, those lengths are good. I know that one's maybe a little shorter than he would have liked. Definite run-out chance. This could have been gone. But I like that hard length. You talk about a hard length. It's not full enough to drive. It's not short enough to hook. So it's back of a length. And Foster, with all that height, the trajectory of release point is naturally going to be a good back of a length. And he's found that now nicely. Slip comes into play. Ireland on the hunt for wickets. They want a third in the power play. Just a little bit too much width this time. Shah works it into the deep, and a bit of a fumble from Hoey. Gets a cheer from the crowd. Will allow the second. Closes out the 5th. 46 for 2. Well, there's the big question. I described it as a bit of a jigsaw puzzle yesterday. The middle order. Don't quite know how you piece the positions from 3 to 8 together. Feels as though there's been a huge variety of options utilised, understandably, as they try to find the right combination. Still think Kushal Malla in this format, I quite like him in ODIs coming a bit lower at 5 or 6 to come in and impact the game in the middle and latter stages. Good googly to start with as Ben White is introduced into the attack, but surely Malla, with all that power and audacious stroke making, surely you want him in your top 4 or 5. Didn't get to see him yesterday.
Well, indeed, Lenny, this is what I was thinking about. Did not saw Kushal Malla in 50 overs. We could just let him bat around that lower middle order or middle order, but in T20 cricket, you would always want attacking cricketers to come in the front. And this is going to be an interesting contest because we saw Ben White bowling those googlies against Gulshan Jha in yesterday's game as well. He's the one who picked up the wicket of Gulshan Jha. A slip in place. There's backward point, short cover, mid off.
Nicely squirted away. Another fumble from Morgan Topping. I have to apologise to Morgan Topping and the Topping family. Warringstown CC player, Northern Knights youngster. We missed his birthday yesterday. Would you believe that? We were so busy getting to get to all of the aspects of day one of the production together. We missed it yesterday. So 25 years young yesterday, and he wasn't just given a cake by the Cricket Association of Nepal here at the ground after the match, but also back at the team hotel, delivered to his room where all the teammates came with it. So lots of celebrations. It's a big deal, isn't it, in Nepali culture, birthdays. It's something you celebrate with great endeavour and enthusiasm. And I love to see that hospitality brought to Morgan Topping. Happy birthday to him for yesterday.
Well, absolutely. Happy belated birthday to Morgan Topping. And this is what Lenny was talking about. We saw some crowd coming in near the fence and wishing Morgan Topping happy birthday. They're enjoying it. This time, just trying to play on the leg side, not get that connection. Because there's no fielder outside the 30-yard circle. Anil Shah gets off with that boundary.
I tell you, this is quite nicely bowled. I think he's deceived Anil Shah, who's ended up almost getting out of trouble. The 50s come up inside the power play, but Ireland are showing plenty here for me. He's ended up almost having to sort of hack it across the leg side. White has somewhat deceived him, I reckon, and just at the last minute he gets enough bat on it to get it over the head of square leg. Who's up in the circle? It's the final delivery now, the power play. Ireland will have the relief of 5 fielders being allowed outside the circle after this ball. Good contest thus far. White has been just so impressive for me across the last month. Firstly against Afghanistan and now against Nepal. 6 have been bowled. The power play's done. 51 for 2.
Well, a brilliant start to the power play. Nepal getting over their 50 runs and Ireland getting rid of 2 openers. Well, Foster, what a day this Belfast-born paceman is having. This time driven. There's a fielder out there. Fionn Hand being brought into the attack. Had expensive first over against Kusal Bhurtel. With this, there's a change in the commentary box. A very good afternoon, Sachin.
Thank you, Ayush. A good start this for Nepal. Would have been great if Kushal Bhurtel would have converted his innings of 25. Very aggressive start for Nepal. They had a boundary and a 6 in the very first over. This is back live. Another shorter one. Good bounce at this from Fionn Hand. Anil Shah batting at 8. Gulshan Shah batting at 3. They'll have to rebuild this innings. Rebuild because they've lost wickets, 2 wickets. The set batters are out. Both of them fairly new at the crease.
Well, Fionn Hand has got that bounce, has got that pace. Just trying to ball around that 4th stump, 5th stump, a bit wide from that off stump. But what Fionn Hand could just do it here is we could just see Anil Shah Sachin is taking that leg stump guard, but he's shuffling around that off stump. And if he could just nip that ball back in towards Anil Shah, and if it hit him somewhere around his pad, it would be easier to just create that pressure to Anil.
Oh, brilliantly played. Straight back. It almost cramped him for room, but then he adjusted perfectly. He has great technique, Anil Shah. And he has played this almost inside out, but straight past the bowler. This is a very good shot.
Well, a brilliant shot there by Anil Shah. He's so technical, he's so classical when he's playing those straight batted shots.
Oh, this is a slog. This is a pure slog. This has gone miles up. The keeper underneath it and eventually takes a very good catch. He had to judge it really well, which he did. And Anil Shah, 1 too many for him. He got a boundary in the previous ball. Rush of blood, you can say, and he's been dismissed.
And a brilliant glove work there by Stephen Doheny. Stephen Doheny has been doing a brilliant job with the gloves. We saw in the first game as well. Look at that run. We're just shouting there, it's my call. The young man, Stephen Doheny. Well, they got 3 wicket keepers in their side, but this time given the role to Stephen Doheny, and he's been brilliant in this series. Anil Shah had to depart for just making 12 runs. Nepal is 56 for 3. Center, please. Center. David. Thank you. One to go.
So Captain Podal comes at the center after Anil Shah is dismissed. Went for a slog. Was a slow delivery. A great comeback by Fionn. And Gulshan wants to come back for the second run. Rohit not interested at all. Ball watching from Rohit, but I don't think there was run at all as well. Called for the quick single. Was a slight overthrow as well, but denied that second run. And after 7:57 for 3, Nepal.
Slip. Yeah. Sir, center, please. Thank you. Center. You want mid-wicket as well? Come on, Gav. Start well, Gavlar. Right arm over. Right arm over. Okay. Just a little bit. Yeah. Few off there, boys, yeah?
Well, it's getting real dark here in TU International Cricket Ground. It's an overcast condition. Very short. There are plenty of leg spinners, Ayush. The Irish team, the Irish Wolves. Hui comes into the attack from the Chobar end. Let's have a look at the wicket now. This was Anil Shah. This was a nothing shot. Looked really very ugly. Was a slog. Had to put in that dive. And the bowler, Fionn Hand, actually gave a little send-off as well.
Well, the young man, Gavin Hoy, coming into ball. He's from the same club that Lenny used to play Pembroke Club from Dublin. Just test Gulshan Shah with that googly, just taking him away from the ball.
Lovely, Gav.
Interesting, they have 3 right-arm leg spinners. The Irish side. They probably realized that they would need more spinners in operation. This is really short. Did not connect it properly at all, Gulshan. The thing for the run of that overthrow, not there though. Ayush, we mentioned that it was that McCarthy over that released the pressure of the Nepali batters, because Ireland at one point of time got Nepal reeling at 48 for 3. Yes, they're only chasing 121. But that over, if it was a spinner in operation, I don't think Nepal could have been that fluent. Only a single again.
Well, absolutely. At one point of time, they were just taking that momentum towards themselves in the first game. But they have understood the condition pretty well, Sachin. They have gone with their 3 spinners.
Towards the offside, not the best of connections. The ball will slowly roll over the rope. A welcome boundary this for Nepal. Gulshan Shah, there was width for him. And he went at it, he sliced it. Didn't time the ball properly at all. In fact, this was a straighter one. The bowler expected him to go across the line, which he didn't. He went towards the offside. But Gulshan won't mind it at all.
And just testing Gulshan Shah around that 4th stump, 5th stump. This is what you could do. We saw Ben White bowling those deliveries. After 8, Nepal are 64 for 3.
Well then, Nepal winning the toss, and Rohit Paudel, after deciding to bat first. 64 for 3 is now the score. 5 extras so far by the Ireland bowlers, and 2 wickets for Foster and 1 for Fionn Hand. Rohit Paudel batting at 3, and Gulshan Jha 8 of 10 now. He's taken some time. It'll be interesting to see Rohit's approach, because he dropped himself down the order today, allowing Anil Shah to bat first. Anil Shah had a brilliant opportunity, but he missed it. Playing too many shots. This is played towards the onside. Will only be a single again.
A brilliant captaincy from Neil Rock as well. He just brought in his experience, leggy Ben White from the TU end, where the leg side boundaries at the shorter end when the right-handed batsman is facing it. Just bringing his young spinner. From the Chova end, you need to access the field position, you need to access the dimension, as well as there's a left-hand, right-hand combination going in the crease. And this is going to be an interesting contest, Sachin, because it was Ben White who took the wicket of Gulshan Jha in the yesterday's game.
Absolutely, and an information to our viewers, this is the last time Nepal senior side is playing a T20 in Nepal before the T20I World Cup that's to be played in the United States and Caribbean. Nepal will play against Netherlands on the 4th of June. The anticipation is such on a such higher side, Ayush. The Nepalese living in Dallas, all around the states, in America and around the world. It's going to be a massive, massive moment for the Nepal side. They're playing the World Cup after 10 years. The last time they participated in a T20 World Cup was in 2014 in Bangladesh. Played really well back then.
Well, absolutely. Those moments, those memories. Now we are once again playing T20 World Cup in United States and Caribbean. Well, the tickets are already sold out for the game against Netherlands. This time a good delivery. They're looking for 2. And they would easily get it.
Excellent running, isn't it? Gulshan Jha immediately called for the second run. He realized the fielder was a little slow there. And they have stolen the second run. Let's have a look at this. They completed the first one really hard. Immediate call there by Gulshan Jha. And Rohit responded beautifully as well, because he was running towards the danger end, but the throw was on the other side. Grandfather of Paras Khadka, who is the Secretary of Cricket Association of Nepal now. Haven't seen a bigger cricket fanatic than the man on your screen just before. Paddled it. Will be stopped. Won't go to the boundary, but they will only pick up a single run. So that's the end of 9th. 3 down for 68 Nepal.
Come, Gav. Come, boys, round we go. Come on. Hey, let's keep going here. Come on. Let's stay consistent, boys. Hey, come on here. You get a catch here, Rossi.
So the first innings of the second match of Ireland Wolves touring Nepal. This is Test Home 500 presents Ireland Wolves Tour of Nepal. Second match of the 2 T20s to be played against the senior side. Testing length this for Gulshan, and not good fielding at all. Not good fielding at all. They come back for the second run, in fact. This is what happens in Nepal when they play at this venue, Ayush. The crowd gets behind the home team so much so that they cheer everything, every single overthrows. This is the reason why the Ireland Wolves captain, Neil Rock, was mentioning that this is the first time he and plenty of members in his team That's a really good delivery. They were playing in front of this big crowd for the first time, and that's the reason why they were nervous at the first place. That's what he mentioned during the toss.
Well, indeed, Sachin, we have seen various touring teams struggling when the crowd gets behind them. A beautiful delivery there by Gavin Hoy.
They use the straighter ones and googlies so well, isn't it? The Irish bowlers. Yet to see the introduction of Ben White. In fact, he's bowled 1 over. He's given away 5 runs. He was economical in the match yesterday as well. Delaney has also given away only 10 runs. So leg spinners being really, really effective on this track. That was asking for punishment, and Gulshan Jha dispatches it all the way. This is a cracking hit for a 6. Wasn't the best of deliveries by Hoy. And where has this landed? Out of the ground.
Spectacular shot there by Gulshan Jha. We're just waiting for that ball. That bottom hand coming into play from Gulshan Jha. Look at him. He's enjoying with that ball. That was not a good delivery to Gulshan Jha, to be honest. A bit of a shorter one. Had all the time in the world to just play that shot. And this time a brilliant ball. You could just do this to Gulshan Jha. We have seen Gulshan Jha struggling against those googlies. The ball just going away from him. You could see Ben White going with those deliveries. Gavin Hoy was doing that thing in the first over that he was bowling to Gulshan Jha.
That's a good length against Gulshan Jha, and if the ball turns just a bit, it tends to play against the turn. That's a great, great thinking from Hoy. An expensive over this for Ireland. Ends the over, the 10th over. Drinks will be called, 79 for 3. So 79 for 3. After 10, Nepal still have 60 more deliveries to go. This partnership slowly building up. 33 runs between left-handed Gulshan and Captain Rohit. So the highlights so far, plenty of boundaries for Nepal. They started in a flying fashion, and then a few wickets, 3 wickets in total, pushing them on the back foot for a while. But they are in a pretty good position, 79 for 3. They should be looking to get somewhere above 180. That's what we believe. Change in bowling. McCarthy comes from the two-gate end. Considered only 5 runs in his first over. Bowls a wide first up. Gave away almost 12 runs yesterday. That changed the course of the match. Because till then, Ireland had a strong hold on Nepal. They only allowed 51 runs in 10 overs, taking 3 wickets off Nepal. Comes round the wicket. Easily played towards the onside. They're looking for the second run. Rohit Paudel stops Gulshan. Only a single.
Experienced McCarthy coming in. They're definitely looking to pick up a wicket from here to bring that momentum towards themselves. The game is evenly poised. The Irish team have got 3 important wickets of the Nepalese side. They have learned from the condition from the first game. They're using it. McCarthy, he has that ability to just bring that ball back in towards the right-handed batsman. A South African-born Irish cricketer, currently playing for the Munster Reds in the domestic circuit in Ireland.
That was intentional, I believe. A 4 for Rohit Paudel. First to his name. The first boundary for Rohit Paudel. Waited for that ball. There was plenty of bounce. There was space as well. No slip in position. Yes, that was indeed very, very intentional from Rohit Paudel, and the placement was perfect. The fielder at third was very wide. No slip as well. Interesting ploy this from the captain, Rock. Because McCarthy gets the bounce off the track as well, and there is movement offered by the track.
Sam just played with soft hands towards the leg side. They're looking for 2. No, says Gulshan Jha.
This has been the hallmark of this young Nepali side, isn't it? They look to convert 1s into 2s. They run in between the wickets really very hard. And Gulshan is not the quickest in between the wicket, but even he is looking to contribute and is looking to convert singles into doubles. And when you do that, forget if you are able to take the extra run or not, but you always put that pressure in the fielding side. Flicks it. Only for a single. Very young team, this Nepal side. The average age has to be somewhere around 23, 24. The captain, so very young, Rohit Paudel, has developed himself as a leader. There were questions regarding his ability when he was announced in very difficult scenarios as the captain of Nepal's senior side. But he has surpassed the expectations of almost everybody. He's been a real leader for Nepal.
This time it was a fuller delivery, driven fine by Rohit Kumar Paudel. A brilliant shot. The ball was pitched up in the reins of Rohit Kumar Paudel. Sweet timing out there, Sachin.
You see these kind of shots in Test cricket, isn't it? Perfect Test match shot. The position was so good. And he found the gap perfectly as well. A wonderful cover drive this from Nepal captain. The balance of the body, the shift of the balance. Wonderful. Shot. Uppercut. 1 bounce. Over the rope. Another boundary this for Rohit Paudel. He is now getting a go here. 11 overs done, 95 for 3. So 23 for Gulshan, Rohit 18 of 10. Slowly this partnership is now turning into a big one. 39 runs. Of only 25 deliveries, this partnership. 34 of 18, the opening partnership between Asif and Kushal. They still have some batting to come. The Nepali side, Sandeep Zora, Kushal Malla, Vivek Yadav, Sompal and Karan can bat as well. So they bat really, really deep. It's only Avinash Bora who's not known to be a good batter or is not known for his batting at all. Apart from that, all the other batters very, very capable. Zora, Malla, Yadav, Sompal Kami and Karan Kisi.
Well, you could just look at that batting position of the Nepali side. You could place any batter in any order, leaving the top two openers, Kushal Bhurtel and Asif Sheikh. There was an effort out there by the young Gavin Hoy, but he could not do anything. 100 comes up for Nepal.
The sound of the ball striking the bat was so crisp, and the placement was also good enough. It was a really good effort there from the fielder in the deep, Gavin Hoy. And yet another boundary this for Rohit Paudel. He is now scoring in boundaries. Brilliant batting this. He's looking for the second run. He comes back for the second run. Is there a chance? No. Wonderfully completed 2 runs this. Rohit Paudel measuring the distance of the fielder and the ball so very perfectly. Very wonderfully taken 2 runs.
Well, look at that running between the wickets. He just played with the soft hand. He was just calling for 2 runs. He saw there was no fielder out there. Look at the thrust from Gulshan Jha. He was there running in the danger end. But this is what we are talking about. The fitness level of this team has increased, Sachin, throughout the years.
Rohit showing tremendous confidence. He's toying with the Irish fielders now. He exactly knows where the fielders are. He's playing the ball with soft hands as well, getting those boundaries, 3 consecutive boundaries, I believe, by Rohit Paudel. 2 in the previous over and 1 in this. Takes the partnership to 47 of only 29 deliveries, and you think that they've not risked, that they've not taken any kind of risk at all.
Oh, this time a quicker one. Brilliant delivery. Completely opened up Gulshan Jha. You could just see the plan has been clear from the Irish side. Whenever Gulshan Jha is batting, there is a slip in place. He's just trying to ball those googlies, taking the ball away from Gulshan Jha. And one thing brilliant about this partnership has been such not just the boundaries, but running between the wickets as well. They're just looking for those singles and doubles.
Shorter one this time, a little too wide. Plenty of work to do for the fielder there. It's Gavin Hoy again. The ball is chasing him. But this time it does well enough to stop the boundary. That's the end of the 12th over. Nepal 104 for 3. So 105 for 3. Nepal playing against Ireland Wolves. This is how Gavin Hoy received 2 runs for his team. Was powerfully struck by Gulshan. Just cut very, very firmly. He allowed the ball to go past the boundary in the previous occasion, not this time. That stayed low, but Rohit flicks it towards the onside only for a single run, and that's 50 partnership between this pair, Rohit Paudel and Gulshan Jha. Has been brilliant display of batsmanship from the right and left hand duo. 23 of 18 for Gulshan, 26 of 14 for Rohit. It took some time initially, but then he got settled and he's scoring in boundaries now.
Gareth Delaney coming into ball.
Hammers this. Where has this gone? Just enough to be called a 6 by the umpire. Vinay Kumar Jha will have to raise both his hands up in the air. That's a massive hit. Was short. And this is the kind of mistake we've repeatedly seen from the leg spinners from the Irish side. They're bowling in short deliveries at regular occasions, and Gulshan, all he had to do was to get the middle of his bat, which he didn't, but still had enough to go all the way. Slices this time, not gone all the way at all. They will come back for the second run. Now the Nepali batters slowly opening themselves up.
Well, Delaney not finding his right line and length against Gulshan Jha. He loves coming up to bat, top of the order. We've seen Gareth Delaney opening the proceedings, opening batter, a free-hitting opening batter, but has evolved as a leg spinner throughout the years. This time it was a brilliant delivery. You just need to be consistent with those line and length. Gulshan Jha, tall man, if you just ball those shorter deliveries, he will go after you, playing those pull shots around that mid-wicket region.
Absolutely, Ayush, and he has been short in length occasionally, and Gulshan Jha will not stop himself from playing that kind of shot. He expects the bowler to bowl a bad delivery. If there's anything short, he can pull them. Knows the call, sent back, directed. Would have sent Gulshan back. In fact, the ball has hit the stumps. The ball, or has it? It would have been out. We'll have to see this in replay. Was a big mix-up there. There was a demand of a direct hit. The ball missed the stump just by a whisker. For a moment, I lost the side because the umpire was there. Would have been an easy decision for umpire Vinay Kumar Jha.
Over. Guys, good over.
That was right in the slot and over the fence. Another massive 6 off the bat of Gulshan Jha. It's great to welcome Andrew in the comm box with this massive hit. Good afternoon, Andrew.
Well, what a partnership we're witnessing here between these two. Very good afternoon, Sachin. Good afternoon, everyone. Gulshan Jha has just taken a little while to warm up, but this is the big thing that he offers the Nepal middle order. Wherever he bats, he's been at 4 of the last 2 matches now. It's that left-hand ability to hit the ball coming into him a long, long way. Loves the slog sweep, and he's picked that up beautifully. And this is going to be a repeat of the dose. Bang, bang, 6-6. Oh, he's warming up beautifully, isn't he? Gulshan Jha, so great to see him back to his very best with the bat.
The connection was much better this time. A bigger hit as well. Went out of the ground. Gulshan Jha As Mac Ben White with 2 sixes off the very first 2 deliveries of his third over.
Reload, you happy with counter?
Some real pressure on Ben White. Ireland had rested things back beautifully between the sort of 5th and 11th over, but now it's all Nepal. Won't be another big one and a mix-up. It'll just be a dot ball. For Ireland, they've shown plenty today. They've come back nicely, lots of learnings. But it's just so difficult. Nepal know these local conditions so well, and the way in which Roa Powdell has played, the running between the wickets, phenomenal.
Even the way Gulshan is responding. He's not the fastest runner, but he's responding to his captain, looking to convert ones into twos. Has put the Irish team under so much of pressure. Wonderful delivery to come back. 2 dot deliveries now, and Andrew, I think what Gulshan has done really well is he got some starts in the previous matches in this format, but he was unable to turn that into big scores. The conversion rate was not that great, but today he's now 47 of 31. Can he play the big innings now?
Googly, and he's given it away. Shades of dismissal yesterday, even though it's a different position. This time it's cover. Neil Rock taking the catch. I'm not sure he took it too convincingly, judging from that grimace. Yesterday it was point again. It's the Googly out of the hitting arc. Clever piece of bowling.
He was already predetermined to play towards the onside, and that was good bowling as well. It was a Googly. So 4th wicket has been just missed. 127 for 4 are Nepal.
So one left-hander replaces another, hidden away all the way down at number 6, Kushal Malla, and really only at that number because no Dipender Singh Airi today. He was at number 6 yesterday, the Tiger. And the charismatic superstar in the making comes to the crease with about 6 overs to work with. And gets off the mark immediately. Should get good reward, a couple at least, you'd imagine. Even Roa Powdell won't get back for 3. End of the 14th. It's a wicket taking over. We'll close out Ben White's spell with one for 33. It's 129 for 4.
So 129 for 4, 6 overs to go from here. Slow delivery.
No.
Direct hit. Very good decision to send back. Rohit Paudel was looking to take that single, was not there at all. Andrew, where do you think Nepal would be looking to head from here?
I think they want 200. I know that might sound like a big call. Your current run rate's about 9.2, something in that vicinity, so certainly north of 180 if they continue at the rate they're going. The remaining overs of pace are the interesting ones for me. 2 overs left for Fionn Handley and McCarthy, and Foster who's into the attack now. But Ireland are just showing signs, they're really learning. Foster, who came in and bowled a couple of short balls, they were smashed away for 6s. Pace off, 2 consecutive dots.
Very well guided short deliveries. Rohit Paudel was beaten in the second delivery. A relaxed Nepali dressing room. Sandeep Zora padded up, so is Vivek Yadav. The crowd, they would want to see some bit of Vivek Yadav today. Quickly taken single, is it? Yes, it is.
I think the big question that I keep referring to it as a jigsaw puzzle is, can they fit in an Anil Shah or a Dev Canal? Nice to see the Tiger smiling, always smiling, isn't he, Dipendra Singh Airi? Can they fit them into a batting order instead of it being Rohit Paudel at number 3 and then a stacked middle order with the likes of Gulshan Jha, Kushal Malla and Dipendra Singh Airi? I'm not saying it's easy to work it out, it really isn't, and Shah's almost created that problem with his form, predominantly in the 50 over stuff. But I think they'll learn between here and this final game on Nepali soil, that really good tour they go down to play. I think it's Gujarat and Baroda down in India. And then the ACC Premier Cup itself is massive before the one that every fan's looking forward to out in the USA and the Caribbean, the T20 World Cup.
I had the same conversation with Rohit Paudel during toss as well, Andrew. And he mentioned that the top 3 is settled and we have batters who can come at any position after that. So that's the idea that the dressing room carries at this point of time.
I get his point, but I'd challenge that. I'd say the openers are settled. I think Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bertel, both white ball formats, 100%. Nice back of a length from Foster. Yesterday, Rohit Paudel batted at 3. Today, it's Anil Shah. So I'm not saying it's easy, and certainly it's a bit of a bone of contention on social media. All the fans are talking about it. But there's just so much power in that middle order, particularly Malla, Gulshan Jha himself, Dipendra Singh Airi. You want to get them plenty of balls to face as well.
That's exactly what I was about to say, because you do not want to underutilize somebody like Kushal Malla. He has such big striking ability. Not an easy decision for the think tank to take. No ball. That's a no ball, and Rohit Paudel has pulled this for a boundary as well. So insult to injury. For a moment we thought that this would be a very tight over. It looks so as well. Free hit called by the umpire.
I was just about to say, what a good over from Matthew Foster. It was exceptional up to that point. Just 2 singles and 3 dots from it. But you can see here, yeah, definitely over. Vinay Kumar Flowers are in.
That's rhododendron, national flag of Nepal.
Ah, is that right? Good botany knowledge, Sachin. Rhododendron, did not know that. But maybe the only concern I would see is, you look at the scorecard today, the top 6 have actually all made double figures, but no one's made more than the 46 of Gulshan Jah. You tend to want one batter to cash in, go big for a 70, 80 plus.
Conversion has been a real issue, Andrew, here. We've talked about this before. Even Gulshan, he got to 46 all right, but there was a good chance for him to get big. And almost all the innings have been like cameos. And you'd not want that, especially going into big tournaments. 2 massive tournaments coming up.
Innovation. Audacious innovation. Well, we might need a new shot name here. And I'm not sure how you describe it. The samurai uppercut, perhaps. It's Sandeep Jura. It's 4 runs.
That's great naming of it, Andrew. Samurai uppercut. Absolutely great innovation there. Took the bowler by surprise.
Maybe we could call it the kukri uppercut within the national sword, isn't it? The kukri. Maybe not samurai, maybe kukri uppercut. Lovely batting from Sandeep Jura. Not one you'd see in the coaching manual, I don't think. Now, a little bit of a flick into the leg side. There's no shortage of confidence, is there, in the Nepal side? I love to see them play with the flair they're playing with. Just would love to see maybe more of a role for each and every one of those middle order batters.
You talk about local knowledge. Well, he has named it a kukri shot, kukri uppercut. Interesting shot that from Sandeep Zora. Pulls it this time. Vivek Yadav will only be a single. And 1 over to go. The score for Nepal is 184 for 6.
So just 1 over left. Been a really entertaining innings on this Dish Home Fibernet Ireland Wolves Tour of Nepal. I have to say the response, the reaction to Ireland coming into Nepal for the first time has been outstanding. And I love this innovation. First time in history at the TU International Cricket Ground. Free Wi-Fi all around the ground provided by Dish Home Fibernet. Really good to see that. So you can not just take the selfie up in the crowd, you can get it uploaded as well.
So Foster will bowl the final over. He's bowled some really good cutters in the previous over. Spoiled his over by bowling that no ball. Final over coming up.
Goes to the block hole. I think it's the first over he's bowled from the Chobar end. Good running will get them back for a couple. The relief he'll have, though, is the bigger leg side boundary with the 2 right-handers on strike. For Ireland's approach to chasing down what's going to be 190, 200, not going to be easy.
Absolutely agree, and with the quality of spinners we have, despite Lalit Rajbangsi not playing, I think they still have good spinners in the team. Kushal Malla will be there. Rohit Paudel can roll his arms as well. Kushal Bhurtil is known for his wicket-taking abilities now with his leg spin. So much of talk about leg spinners in this series, isn't it?
Good Yorker. Just a little bit of movement. Looking for the wide line. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, with no Raj Banshi and no Dipender Singh Ari either. Kind of a little lighter on spin options, but Kushal Bhurtel, who's calling himself an all-rounder now. In the post-match, he told me yesterday, Rohit Paudel we might see bowl today, Kushal Malla too. They'll probably be the 3 used. Goes to the off-cutter this time too. Foster's impressed me today. First time I've seen him play live, actually. I've seen him in and around lots of squads where he's been carrying the drinks for the senior side a lot. By all accounts, he's got a very good attitude. He wants to continue to improve. And I just think he's done a nice job today.
So 3 more deliveries coming up. How many runs can Nepal score in these 3? That's the question. Can they get to that magical mark of 200? I think they've already got a good score. Brilliant length this, but very, very well timed. The shot was so perfect from Sandeep Zora. He timed it well. He almost had to dig it out, but did it well and found the gap as well. So a boundary of the fourth ball of the final over.
That's the margins of error you have at the death. They're so fractional. He's probably missed that Yorker by, I think, only 3 or 4 inches. And it's just given Jora enough to get underneath it and whip it away with good wrists. Shades of Depender Singh Ari there from Jora. 4 into the offside. No ball, oh dear. Foster's problems with the front foot are continuing. I think it would have been a wide anyway, but instead it's going to be a free hit and an extra run. 200's back on the cards.
This is the 3rd no ball ball by this bowler, Foster. He's spoiling his own stats here. Yes, was a no ball, a big one. So this is going to be a free hit.
Smoked. This one's marmalised and put down up on the grass banks. Super stroke from Jora. And I think Nepal might just get to that 200 now.
He had the license, he got the connection right, and the ball has landed outside the ground. There was somebody underneath it. Could have taken it, or dropped it.
Oh, come on, sir. You've got to get a hand on that. Real chance. Last ball of the innings. Here we go. Going to be a wicket, I think, to round things out. So Ireland will not get to that 200 marker, as it's going to be Ross Adair who takes a simple catch. Nice little cameo, though, from Jora. And every batter who's dismissed has ended up getting to double figures. Just Bibek Yadav who didn't. A low full toss is almost better than anything. Well held by Ross Adair. What an entertaining innings. 198 and 7 wickets.
Nepal got a really good start. They lost their way in the middle. The momentum was lost for just a while, and then the partnership between Gulshan and Rohit Paudel, the captain, brought Nepal right back into this innings, and they have posted now a very good score of 198 runs. So 199 needed for the touring team to win from here. So 198. Just under 10 runs and over needed for the Ireland Wolves to chase this match, to chase this target and win this match. They've lost one against Nepal yesterday. It was a low scoring match yesterday. Nepal have posted 198 today, so will be a tough ask for the Ireland Wolves for sure.
Yeah, I think it really will. Nepal will be hoping to win this series 2-0 and send themselves off to their travels to India, then Oman, and on to the USA and the Caribbean in real style. There's all those batters getting to double figures. Everyone, all 7 of them dismissed. Standout for me, although Gulshan Jha batted nicely, it was Kushal Malla, 34 off just 13.
Absolutely. Kushal Malla batted really well. So did Rohit Paudel, who had to stay there for a while, but he made sure that the Nepal innings was not stuck in the middle. He got those regular boundaries as well, took the scoreboard taking over. And this is the batting highlight. Nepal got that aggressive start up front.
Yeah, plenty of good stuff from Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bertel at first, as the pace on the ball in those first 3 overs went the distance, and Ireland turned to spin. Gareth Delaney was swept strongly into the leg side. Anil Shah was maybe the one who struggled a bit today. I thought 12 off 11. Even the shots he got boundaries from wasn't in full control of, despite that lovely drive down the ground. 2 fours for him. And then Gulshan Jha took a little while to get going and had the occasional moment of fortune himself. He hit 4 sixes in his innings of 46. I thought Paudel played really nicely, but the standout of his knock was the running between the wickets. And I think we're going to see the 6s after this. That's why we haven't seen anything from Kushal Malla yet. And the occasional misfield from Ireland too. Here are the 6s. Kushal Malla What a ball striker he is. Innovation 2, the Kukri uppercut we're calling it, from Sundeep Jura. And it's 198 runs on the board. There's the bowling figures. Even though Foster was expensive, he did pick up 3 wickets. Gavin Hoey showed us why he's been talked about with such potential, and Fionn Hand was pretty good too. Just the 3 overs for Gareth Delaney, maybe the only surprise. Sachin, maybe talk us through these 7 wickets that we'll show you now.
Well, the Irish team, they got wickets at regular interval. This was Asif Sheikh. They tried to play that late cut, didn't connect at all, and this was an easy catch. And Kushal Bhuttel got that start, again failing to convert it into a big one, and this was absolutely unnecessary, and it was an ugly looking shot from Anil Shah. Rohit Paul cut this straight into the hands of the Ireland Wolves captain. Kushal Malla was premeditated. He wanted to go towards the onside. Was a googly. Was very good thinking from the leg spinner. And another catch in the same area, and that was off the very final delivery. That was how Sandeep Zora was dismissed.
So that's the state of play. It's game number 2 of this Dish Home Fibernet Ireland Wolves Tour of Nepal. We've seen such an entertaining first innings. What is going to happen in the second is the big question. Ireland Wolves will have it all to do to square the series. They'll need 199 to win. Come and join us for all the action in just a few moments' time. So here we go. Second innings. The Irish Wolves, their two openers stride out to bat. Ross Adair on the left, and Stephen Doheney, the top scorer from yesterday, made an impressive 46 with the bat yesterday. They'll have it all to do though. 199 they're going to need to hunt and chase down to square this series. Otherwise, in Nepal, their senior men's side will end this tour for them, just for the senior men, in perfect fashion with a 2-0 win, and then they'll travel off to firstly India, then Oman, and ultimately the USA and the Caribbean. You saw a very short but sweet innings from Ross Adair yesterday. 4 off 2 balls. Perfect cover drive for 4 before he was cleaned up by Karen Casey, bowled the second delivery, and for Doheney it was more impressive. So Nepal will be looking to sweep this series 2-0 before we've got 6 more games to look forward to as the Irish Wolves will take on Nepal. 6 boundaries for Stephen Doheney yesterday. He told me after play that he was just a bit disappointed with his dot ball count, be wanting to improve upon that, and with 10 runs required per over almost right from the off, it's not going to be easy for Ireland as they'll have to face up to Karen Casey to start with. Andrew Leonard here with you, joined by Ayush Gautam. So happy to be here for what's such a special tour for so many reasons, Ayush. We should be in for a good second innings here.
Well, absolutely, Lenny. 199 to win. The Irish side would be definitely hoping for the comeback. They've got a decent squad, and as we were talking about the first game as well, they need to hold their nerves. They need to take some time in the middle. And the two openers, both of them love hitting the ball hard.
Good start from Karen Casey. Yeah, Ross Adair, brother of Mark Adair, who's been in phenomenal wicket-taking form, the all-round opening bowler for Ireland. Ross Adair is a very different kind of player. Comes from a rugby-playing background. He's someone I actually took to Jersey with an Irish under-17s team I was coaching many years ago. And he was a dual sportsman at that point. He was playing rugby and cricket to a very elite level. He was in the Ulster Rugby Academy at that point. And he went on to become a professional rugby player. You can see there, look at the size of him. He's a muscly, strong man. Played about 6 or 7 years of professional rugby and then retired from that and really came back to play cricket for a bit of fun. But it's such success initially with the Hollywood Cricket Club, his home cricket club in Belfast in Northern Ireland, before going on to play, I think it's with CSNI, and then the Northern Knights in the domestic structure. And there's just been a couple of innings there in those interpros that have got him into the reckoning. Remarkable story, a dual sportsman, now gone on to play internationally alongside his brother for Ireland. He has a few challenges stepping up a level. He's a power-packed hitter. When he hits it, he can hit a very big ball.
Absolutely, Lenny. We're talking about his arms and like one strike rate of over 150 playing for the Northern Knights. That also shows it like the capability of Adair just play those attacking cricket. And as Lenny was saying, it has got one Ulster cap. I just want to talk about that as well, Lenny.
There is that power down the ground. This is what Ireland want Adair to do. Set the tempo in the first 6. Play his natural game, attack and power strongly. The big thing Ryan Eagleson wanted to get across to his team from yesterday is he thought that they tried to play too square. He wants them to hit straight down the ground. He thinks that's where they'll get good reward. Good stroke.
Well, they need to play according to the field set. You need to play to the V in the first power play overs. And the target that you are chasing at the moment, they are chasing 199. They need to capitalize the power play overs. And the team would definitely want some good start from Doheney and Adair at the moment. Karen Casey would be definitely looking to start off the proceedings taking up a wicket. But this is going to be an interesting contest. This wicket looks decent batting wicket. We've seen in the first innings as well. Not much in offer for the medium pacers.
Good change of pace. At first, Adair would have thought, oh, that's right in the slot to hit. And just at the last second, they realised it was a slower ball. For Nepal, do you see many changes to this 15 for Oman? Or do you think these are the incumbents unless something special happens in those Nepal A-team games against the Ireland Wolves?
Well, looking at the side that is going to India, You see, like this is the probable 15 that would be going to Oman for the Premier Cup. Decent team with the combination that we could see in. I personally feel, Lenny, like this team is going on to Oman, the same 15 squad we are seeing at the moment.
There'll certainly be plenty who'll want to do something across the two formats against the Wolves. You think of someone like Dev Canal, want to stick his hand up and maybe go 50-50, 100 and say, you've got to bring me to Oman. And that competition for places, Nepal have never had an A team before. It only started this year. And all of a sudden, there's a real depth growing in Nepal's senior men's side. That's so important to see. When you think about that competition for places, it's healthy.
Well, absolutely. When you have competition, like there's always a pressure on player to perform. We're talking about Dave Khanal with the performance that he could show up against the Wolves. Or you talk about Binod Bhandari, who is having a good run in the T20I that they played against Hong Kong and Papua New Guinea. So there's much of chance for the Team A side to just mark their spot before going on to Oman. And with competition, like every player need to step up, and this is something very good for Nepalese cricket in coming years, Lenny.
Yeah, I think it might not be this year or next year you'll realise it, but in years to come you'll realise the importance of that A squad structure that Paris Kadki and his team have put in. Going to be massive, just like that stroke from Rossa there. Really good, just giving himself some width and cutting it away over the offside. It's 2 boundaries in the first over, 8 for none.
They got that start, 8 runs of the first over. They'll be definitely looking to capitalize the power play over. Sompal Kami would be joining Karan Casey from the Chova end. And Doheny has been so superb with the gloves in this series with the first gamer today. Well, from the school boy days, he was considered as one of the probables going on to the Ireland side. Lenny spending around that in 2022 in that year, he was along that Irish squad for a long period of time. Like looking at this player in coming days, how do you see Doheny?
Look, I think this is a really big tour for him. That's the boundary from Rossa there. I think many in and around Irish cricket, he's a product of what's been a real hub of youth development in recent years, the Rush Cricket Club in North County Dublin. Starts in some real style too, doesn't he? Well, no, having a look for Stephen Doheny today, full of confidence from yesterday's top score. What to start your innings, smashed out of the ground for 6.
Well, what a way to start your innings. So look at that, the ball was short, just play to stand and deliver. Well, this is certainly boosted up his confidence. He was looking confident in yesterday's game as well, but just a bit of change in the nerves. He just threw his wicket. Well, the intent looks clear, Lenny. Like they just want to capitalize the power play overs as much as they could to just lay that foundation for middle order and lower middle order to just come and perform, because there are lots of hard hitters who will be following in.
Yeah, and certainly the main one here, Ross Adair. Gareth Delaney's the other one to keep your eyes on. Fionn Han can certainly clear the ropes, as to can Gavin Howe. I'd be interested to see what number he bats at today. But to chase down 200 or 199 as they need here, you need a good start in the power play. You want 50 minimum off your first 6. You actually might want 60. And Adair and Doheny certainly capable of doing that. But yeah, Doheny came through that prodigious development system, the Rush Cricket Club in North County Dublin. A real hotbed of the game there. It's produced a World Cup winning captain, I'll have you know, as well. Owen Morgan came through the Rush Cricket Club in North County Dublin, albeit he captained England to World Cup glory, not Ireland. And certainly you think of Neil Rock, who's come through that system as well. players do move clubs a little bit, but it's always nice to think of the clubs that they started at and come through. Stephen Doheney's gone across to Merrion and south of the River Liffey in Dublin. But I love the work that Rush have done in bringing through youngsters. Real hotbed of the game in Fingal, that's where Fionn Hand is from as well. And that's the power that Adair possesses. You can see Ireland are learning. They learnt with the ball in phases. They're now learning with the bat. That's a good stroke. You get good reward down the ground. Another boundary.
Look at that power in that shot, just dancing down the track, going in the safest part of the ground, just above Sompal Kamian. We're just talking about the bottom hand of Adair coming into play. And this is what they have learned from the first game that Lenny was talking about in the bowling and in batting. They know that they need to capitalize the power play overs. And if you are going after the two premium bowlers, that will certainly add up a bit of pressure in Rohit Kumar Paudel to just change with it, bring in spinners early in the power play overs, offering that room. Just tempting him to cut around that off-stump region. Well, a decent start for the Ireland Wolves. At the moment, they would not be looking to lose any wickets in the power play overs, and if they would manage to do so, the pressure would be on the Nepalese skipper with regard to change in bowling, because he don't have Lalit Narayan Rajbangshi, who's the ace spinner in the team. He don't have Dipendra Singh Airi. So we could see Kushal Malla and Rohit Kumar Paudel coming in with ball from both the ends. Lenny.
Yeah, maybe Kushal Bertel too. And there's some innovation, just helped around the corner. This is the thing I love about Stephen Doheney. He's a 360-degree player. Looks full of confidence. Great start for the Irish Wolves. 24 for none after 2. So, challenges for Nepal today. Got their vastly experienced duo of Karen Casey and Sampal Kami opening things up. But you rightly point out, Ayush, real lack of spin today. It's not just that no Raj Banshi, but it's no Dipendra Singh Airi either. Here's that little ramp shot from Stephen Doheney, very nicely implemented. I think for me, and many Irish fans, Stephen Doheney might have been a little bit too quickly discarded from his initial forays into the Irish senior team. Played 9 ODIs, just 7 innings, 150 plus score. That was the 84 down in Harare against Zimbabwe. And I would love to see him off the back of a very strong tour here in Kathmandu. Maybe force his way into the reckoning for the T20 World Cup. I think a lot of talk around Irish fans has been, are they picking too many bowlers? You've got a batting order at the senior level with Mark Adair up at number 7 in ODI cricket. I think many would like to see one extra batter in there. Maybe it could be Stephen Doheney.
Well, with the additional skill as a wicketkeeper that he has developed in the recent years, that could add up of him making his way into the Irish side. Not just we are talking about the Nepalese side, Nepal A team trying to make their way towards the senior side, and it's the perfect situation for the Irish Wolves as well to make their way to the senior side, moving on to the World Cup. And Doheney has been fabulous in this series so far. He loves playing with the field, a 360-degree player. Brilliant start for the Ireland Wolves at the moment. One thing I loved about Ireland Wolves, Lenny, was like they follow the pattern that their senior team follows. Like you talk about the food, you talk about the training session, the analyst session and everything. I was there with the liaison officer of Ireland Wolves team, and he has been mentioning the same thing. Like they follow the pattern moving on to it, and this is such a good thing for the team A side to just build in and follow the process of the senior side.
I think that's something you want, isn't it? You want your brand of cricket. Nepal have developed a brand of cricket. I think, again, it's early days for their A team. We saw them play some games against Canada in February. But you want that brand to seep over so that then when someone comes through and plays couple of A-team games, then it's not a really alien environment that they come to at the senior side. Just saw there that free Wi-Fi from Dish Home being put in across the TU International Cricket Ground. Great to see. Can't wait to see this ground develop in years to come. I hope it doesn't lose its identity, though. I hope it doesn't lose its feel, its spirit, its atmosphere. I love it here.
Well, absolutely. We absolutely love it here in TU Cricket Ground. So much of memories for Nepalese cricket fans around the globe. And what we're talking about, the years of experience that comes up with A-team Nepal. Nepal is just playing their first series against Canada A with various players from various teams and various provinces coming in together and playing on into it, the combination that they would want to find it. It's a bit difficult in the first series as well. Like if you look at the Ireland Wolves team, they've been there in the circuit. We have been talking about there are around 8 players from the Northern Knights team in the team. Like they have got that composition within themselves. They understand the team as well. But if you look at the Nepal A team, the first time that has been built with various players coming in from various provinces and departmental teams, it will take some time, as you were mentioning it, Lenny.
Yeah, big time. And look, I think the enhanced and enlarged PM Cup that was played in January was a really good thing. So lots of key performers there, the likes of Surya Tamang and Anil Shah, get reward into the A team, into the national side. Dohany's very strong there. Really likes that stroke. It's more of a pick-up pull rather than a hook shot, just from back of a length. He has started impressively, hasn't he? Stephen Dohany, 16 off just 5.
Well, just look at that shot. Just picking up. Look at that head position. So stable around that region. Just looking at the ball, the concentration that he has. And just going with the feel, as Lenny was also mentioning, he loves playing throughout the ground, a 360-degree player. And this is a perfect stat that the Ireland Wolves team would have wanted to get onto it, chasing 199.
It's that nice back of a length area that we saw Foster get good reward from for carrying KC, but it's still 8 runs from the over, and the Wolves are right on track to start with 32 for none. Here's the Manhattan chart indicating that the Wolves in blue off to a very good start. And critically, no wickets yet. Nepal going to have to try and work out a way to juggle their bowlers today. They really don't have anything like the number of spin options you'd be used to seeing the Nepal team have, but it's going to be Kushal Malla, one of them now, into the attack. And something we saw all of the Irish batters struggle with a little bit yesterday was a much slower pace through the air from the Nepal spinners to the ones that the Irish spinners have bowled at. Can they take that learning from yesterday, find a way to score off the slower spinners? Good fielding from Jora in the deep, just a single. Nepal have outfielded Ireland by a distance, haven't they?
Well, the Ireland team has learned from the first game. We have seen the bowling as well. Now, if you look at the Ireland side, that they were struggling against Kushal Malla, be it Kushal Bhurtel, with the slow deliveries that they were bowling in the wicket. They're just hurrying in, throwing their wickets away. So they need to take some time. And this has been the story that we were talking in the first game. As a batsman, you would need to generate that pace, that effort to hit the ball against Kushal Malla or Kushal Bhurtel. And the difference that we are talking in both the spinning team is the trajectory that both the bowlers are bowling at the moment. If you look at the Nepal team, they're just offering that loop. And when the Ireland Wolves bowler are coming, they're bowling a bit in a flatter trajectory. but they need to stay there in the crease. They need to take some time because they have got runs on the board. They should not hurry at the moment because they're struggling against spinners.
Yeah, but I think you can see that they've definitely had a good chat last night, haven't they? Said, we want to play straight down the ground. That's where we're going to get good reward. So look, the full face of the bat being shown. Okay, no run this time, despite the fumble from Anil Shah. So trying to find a way to think about the V. So think about that area from the sort of wide extra cover through to wide long on. That's where I want to hit. I want to give myself as much of a percentage chance to get good reward down the ground. Again, exactly there. That's what I'm talking about. That's good learning, good knowledge, and great skill from Stephen Doheny. 1 bounce 4.
Just playing according to the field set, giving himself room to go over that long on reason. Well, absolutely, they have learned so much from the first game. And a bit of surprising move that we are talking about, the lack of spinners in today's game. If you look at the Ireland side, there's 10 right-handed batsmen, and Kushal Malla coming in the power play overs. Now this is going to be interesting following on the matchups.
This time, wide extra cover. They're hitting in the V, Ireland, and they're right in the hunt. Game on here in Kathmandu. It's 42 for none. Yeah, plenty of batting to come for Ireland. With the addition of Hoey into the team today, I think it's really just Ben White, maybe Foster down the bottom, who won't offer much with the bat. McCarthy showed a nice little cameo yesterday too, didn't he, at number 9? And all of a sudden, this ground has gone deathly quiet. Home fans maybe weren't expecting this. And the Wolves are showing that they're here to play. Lovely innovation from Doheny. He knows that long off is wide, but gets it past him for 4. Change of ends for Sampal Kami. Yeah, Rossadair really burst onto the scene. I think it might have been his second year of Interpro cricket in 2022, 2 years ago now. Game at Pembroke Cricket Club in Dublin against the Northwest Warriors. He was playing against Stephen Doheny that day, who made 52 off 30, but the Northern Knights needing 205 to win. Chased that total down inside 18 overs, with Rossadair making 111 off 49. That day Rossadair was opening the batting with Paul Sterling. It's been great to get those players back from county cricket into Irish cricket. But that's been somewhere where he's struggled. When the ball comes into him, he doesn't quite know how to deal with it, where to score. And from that, where he hit 20 boundaries in 49 deliveries, Rossadair has been given a few opportunities. Made his international debut down in Zimbabwe with some mixed success. He struggled a little bit against the spinners. He also played in Bangladesh. 7 T20s in total, just the 150. But he has something to work with. It's a little unorthodox at points, but he has that power. And this tour, like this tour for Doheny, going to be very important for Rossadair too. See, he doesn't quite know where to score when the ball's tight to his body.
Well, now what Sampal Kami could do, he knew that Rossadair is struggling with the ball coming back towards him. I guess it's because of the arms that he have. We have been talking about, Lenny, the stance that he have. It's a bit hard for him to play around that leg stump reason. See, we're just trying to make that room for himself to just guide the ball towards that leg side. Well, he's a hard hitter off the ball. He loves playing those attacking cricket, but he can take some time here. 3-dot deliveries, nothing to worry about.
Going to now really run a single out of panic, and Rohit Powdell is not happy with himself. He knows if he picked that up cleanly, would have been a real chance. There is the now Secretary of the Cricket Association of Nepal. Always nice to see Paris Kadka. Oh, time for a selfie too. Sporting a lovely light blue colour. That suits him. That one he was just up with us in the commentary box. awful lot of work going on behind the scenes. There's never been more cricket at elite and domestic and youth development and women's levels than ever before, than right now this year in Nepal. Great to see.
Well, the pace for the development of the game has grown. You talk about district, province, everywhere the cricket is being played. A good delivery this time by Sompal Kami, just to take off that pressure of the Nepalese bowler. We're talking about the development of the game. I still remember, Lenny, like going on from the Women's Prime Minister's Cup to the Men's Prime Minister's Cup, then Canada series, following up with the Tri-Series, then Nepal playing against Canada. A busy year of cricket, a busy month of cricket.
And just to build on that, from talking to the Irish support staff last night, they have been blown away. I mean this, blown away by the hospitality, the quality of facilities, and what I think is going to be a great partnership and friendship in years to come. Doheny looks to go down the ground, but he loses his shape. Powdell nestles underneath it and takes the catch. Oh, what a brilliant over from Sompal Kami. And I think Stephen Doheny is going to be furious because it was there to be hit. He wanted to go over long on, but all he could do was pick out mid-off.
Well, Sompal Kami giving that important breakthrough. You could just see the fall of head from Stephen Doheny. Straight, easy catch for Rohit Kumar Paudel. The first wicket departs within the power plays. Ireland Wolves 43 for 1.
Kate Carmichael, new man to the crease, 21 years of age. And beat the non-strikers end with that wicket having fallen off the last ball of Sompal Kami's second over. Really good over from Sompal Kami. Mala to continue. Won't be a single there. Yeah, I think the two areas where Ross Adair, I don't think this will come as a surprise to him. I think he'll probably know where he needs to work. The ball coming into him from the seamers. And then against spin, he has problems. And he's going to perish. Gulshan Jha takes the catch. And it's 2 wickets in just 3 deliveries. Nepal strike back in a big way.
Well, back-to-back wicket. Both the openers going back to the pavilion. Having that good start. Look at that shot. He was just trying to play around that off-stump reasons. Straight in the hands of Gulshan Jha. Not much of pace in offer. Need to create that effort of going after Kushal Malla. Well, Ross Adair goes, just scoring 17 runs. Ireland Wolves 43 for 2.
Morgan Topping, the birthday boy yesterday. Double celebrations at the ground and back at the hotel. And he'll want to celebrate with a few more runs than he got yesterday. You just see that lack of familiarity against spin on these surfaces. Just prove the downfall of Ross Adair. And a big hello, welcome to the commentary box. Great to have you with us live here on Action Sports HD. Irish Gaytime alongside me. Not sure about the angle we have this. We maybe get this camera raised up a bit. But yeah, great to have you with us. And what a fantastic and historic tour it is.
We're just playing around that leg stump. Well, Morgan Topping, the new man, and we're just talking about, I think one Northern Knights player goes back to the pavilion and another Northern Knights player joins in. You see the number of Northern Knights player that is in this Ireland Wolves squad. The understanding that they have, because they have been playing in the club cricket as well for a long period of time. They know, I guess we could see a bit of communication between them in the running between the wickets and everything, because of the understanding that they have for playing for a long period of time, Lenny?
Yeah, look, based in and around the Belfast region, up in Northern Ireland. One of the great things about Irish cricket, like the hockey team and several of our Olympic sports as well, it represents the whole island despite the historic split between the countries. See people from Northern Ireland could actually go over, like some have, and play in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, but the cricket side represents the full island. And because the Knights have been so good in recent years in the Interpros, plenty of their players getting good reward and into the Irish Wolves team. And a bit of relief now for Topping. He's found some runs on this tour, a couple of singles for him and 1-2 for Carmichael. It closes out the power play, end of the 6th over, 46 for 2.
Express and crunch your hunger. Well, we could just see Topping and Carmichael rotating the strike, keeping that scoreboard ticking, and this is what T20 cricket we talk about, always not about 4s and 6s. You need to rotate the strike, get some time. This time a brilliant delivery.
Almost poking at it, Carmichael. Now this is that silent part of the innings, partnership 26 of 24. Remember, they're chasing 199, the Ireland Wolves. Kushal Bhurtel really believes that he has turned himself into an all-rounder now, and he's very capable with the ball as well. Straight on this time, played towards the onside. Only a single this time, so 2 twos and a single to follow. And there was a dot before this single. So 5 runs off the first 4 deliveries.
Well, as Sachin was mentioning about a silent phase in this game, Ireland Wolves trying to rebuild their innings, whereas Nepal would be definitely trying to get that momentum back towards themselves by picking up wickets. This time it was a quicker through the air. They were looking for that run. Well, no says stopping out there. They would not want to throw wickets in form of run-outs at the moment. I'm just wondering what would be the communication between these two batters at the moment while they are trying to rebuild the innings, Sachin.
They know that they have plenty of batting to follow. Cut. Straight to the fielder. A single to end the 10th over, 72 for 2. 71 for 2, in fact, the Ireland Wolves. And drinks will be called for. 198 for 7. That's what Nepal managed. 199 is what Ireland are looking at. 199 is what Ireland are looking at. And Avinash Bora into the attack now. He'll be bowling from the two-wicket end. He likes bowling from this end, Avinash Bora. Hasn't been in best of touches with the ball. Slow delivery, straight back to him. For a moment he thought that a run-out chance was on.
Just trying to hit the stump, but there's no backup. You just see smiling Rohit Kumar's body face from here. Third man inside the 30-yard circle. Backward point, cover, compact outside off field. For Topping. Short off-length delivery. He's trying to tempt Topping to play around that leg side region because you have got protection in the deep. The leg side, 3 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. Keep square leg mid-wicket. There's Karan Casey in long on. A bit of protection out there in the leg side. This is Carmichael and Topping. From this end, they're having a short boundaries in the leg side.
The required rate now 13.14 on the higher side. Still gettable. Brilliant Yorker this. Right in the block hole. Still gettable, I believe, because Ireland Wolves, they still have 8 wickets in hand. 126 required of 57 balls. But in this format of the game, if you have wickets in hands and if you have the firepower, I think this can be chased. But the fact is, will they get it? And Avinash Bora is bowling immaculately well now.
A brilliant delivery. Straight into the block hole. Well, one of the batsmen now, Topping or Carmichael, if you see it, one of them needs to step up and play that aggressor role, Sachin.
Absolutely, and they would not want to leave it for too late. They have 8 wickets in hand. So far, Nepali bowlers on top. At this point of time, Avinash Bora bowling really well. 2 runs in his first 4 deliveries, and the length he has bowled. On the good length area this time, only a single again. So when will they think that it is about time to use the long handle? That's the question.
Well, it's high time that one of them, Carmichael or Topping, needs to step up and take that aggressor role, because the required run rate is slowly building on. And then this sort of deliveries, this sort of overs would additionally add that pressure up to you.
Slower bouncer this. Still no boundary that the Ireland Wolves were looking for. Only 4 runs off the first over of Avinash Bora takes the score to 75 for 2. So that's the Manhattan chart. The blue blocks there. They need plenty of skyscrapers to get to this target. They need 124 of 54 balls. More than 12 and over. It's going to be a difficult ask, but with 8 wickets in hand and with the batting power that's coming up, not impossible at all. Crowd relaxed. And the leg spinner will continue. Up in the air. He has played against the turn. Does it have enough? No, it hasn't. Anil Shah, safe as a house, has taken the catch, and the 3rd wicket has fallen. Carmichael, his difficult stay at the crease has ended.
Kushal Bhurtel, he's enjoying bowling, isn't he? Another wicket for Kushal Bhurtel in this series. He's just trying to rebuild that innings. One of them was needed to play that aggressor role. Carmichael just trying to go after Kushal Bhurtel against the turn. An easy catch out there for Anil Kumar Shah.
Very easily held. He had all the time in the world to get underneath it and catch it, and which he did easily eventually. 18 off 18 for Carmichael. 75 for 3.
Coming right arm over the wicket.
So the skipper has come at the centre, 23 years old. Neil Rock is leading the Ireland Wolves side. And plenty of turn on this delivery. Kushal Bhurtel has looked really consistent today as well. Wicket off the very first ball off his 2nd over. This came back in real sharp. So turn for Kushal Bhurtel. You'd be really excited.
Stayed on the back foot, opening his account, Neil Rock. And I'd love to see such a slip in place for the new man in Neil Rock, just to add that additional pressure towards him. Because from here, like, you could just get in through that middle order. The Ireland Wolves would be definitely under some big pressure. You could just see that required run rate, around 15 runs and over.
Fuller on again, plenty of turn. So he is getting that turn. Wonder when he will use his googly, because he can get the ball to turn back in as well. Nepal were 102 for 3 at this point of time, 11.3 overs. Ireland way behind, 76 for 3 now. They need special innings from at least one of their batters. 122 required of 50 balls. Swept really well, much like it, much like it. And this has gone out of the ground. A huge hit. This is exactly what the doctor has ordered for the Ireland Wolves. And their captain has smacked one out of the ground.
That was easy pickings for Neil Rock. You just see the ball pitched in. It was just there. Just going after Kushal Burtel. That was much needed at this point of time. This would certainly add confidence to the skipper.
End of the over, 83 for 3. Topping batting at 13 of 18, 7 of 4 for Neil Rock. The captain has come in. Avinash Bora again with the slower bouncer. He's pulled it very beautifully. Almost bisected the gap there. The question is, did Burtil stop it completely? Karan Casey thinks so. The placement of the shot was phenomenal. Right into the gap. Desperate dive just from Kushal Burtel. He stopped it. And the ball, yes, it stopped before Karan Casey pulled it back and threw it to the keeper. A little fuller this time. Played towards the onside as well.
Well, Topping is the set batsman out there. He has already played 20 deliveries, scored the 16 runs. Neil Rock, the new man in, has struck that 1-6 against Kushal Burtel in the previous over. Now they would need one of them to just change the gears and accelerate their innings at the moment. Because after every dot deliveries are economical over, the required run rate would be creeping, and that would add that additional pressure to the Ireland Wolves.
Much better this. Avinash Bora is a different bowler altogether when he bowls that Yorker length. He can vary his pace as well. This is how the boundary was stopped by a brilliant dive from Kushal Burtel. And the ball stopped at perfect time for Karan Casey to come and pluck it back. We need more of intent from the Irish Wolves batters now. The Ireland Wolves, they're 87 for 3. They're chasing 199. They need more of boundaries, more of sixes.
They need boundaries in every over. Look at that required run rate. 14.93. And credit needs to be given to Avinash Bora the way he has bowled Sachin, because he was struggling with finding his consistent line and length. He's trying to go for those Yorkers. We have seen some variations coming in, slower deliveries, cutters being balled in. And this has been the strength of Avinash Bora, but he was struggling to find that correct line and length. And today it could be a good day for Avinash Bora to gain that confidence in him. Look at that required run rate, 15.14.
He can hit the block hole at will, Avinash Bora. That has been his hallmark. 88 for 3, Ayush. Do you think this match a little too difficult for Ireland to win from here now? 15.35, but they still have 7 wickets to go.
Well, they have got wicket in hand, and what they could just do is one good over, Sachin. T20 cricket is all about one good over. If they could just bring in one good over, target one of the bowlers and get that current run rate to a bit shift above, they could just target it from the next over, carry that momentum towards themselves. Well, a dot delivery to end the over. After the end of 13th over, Ireland Wolves 90 for 3.
So 110 needed off the last 42 balls, 7 overs to go. And Captain Portal has taken the responsibility on his own shoulders now. Got plenty of wickets in that series against Namibia and Netherlands, the tri-series. He has converted himself into a very, very handy off-break bowler. Has worked tremendously hard in his bowling. Good thinking. He saw the batter coming down the track, fired one in. The modern day bowlers, they can change the ball at the very end. If the batter comes down the track, they realize it and just fire it in, and that's exactly what Rohit Paudel did. Topping could not get underneath it.
This is what we were talking about from the start of the second innings. So you could definitely see Rohit Kumar Paudel with the ball. As soon as the left-handed batsman would walk down in the crease, it just now slow the pace of the game. Just ball those dot deliveries.
Well, that's not a good delivery. That had to be punished and is punished rather easily this time from the Ireland skipper. Was a full toss, a nothing delivery really. Hammered it flat over the square leg boundary.
Well, that was just a gift. A full toss towards the leg side. Sort of boundary in the leg side. Krishal Bhutel trying to stop the ball, but that was just a gift. Just rotating the strike after that boundary. 9 runs of this over so far.
The crowd relaxed. They believe that their team is on the top, and rightly so, because the Ireland Wolves side, they need more than 15 and over. This is played uppishly. Zora cuts it off, and a couple of runs here for the Ireland team. Brings up their 100 as well. So after 14, 3 down for 100. So 100 for 3, 99 more needed. 6 overs to go. Karan Casey has been reintroduced by Rohit Paudel. And I reintroduce Andy Leonard in the comm box.
Hello, Sachin. Hello, everyone. Well, it's been a strange last 5 or 6 overs that just watching from the sidelines for. Not really too many shots played in anger by either Cade Carmichael or Morgan Topping. Again, maybe just some nerves still finding their way in these conditions. And Ireland have so much power at number 6, number 7, number 8. Neil Rock included at number 5. You can see he just hits the ball so cleanly. This one might not have enough on it though. And he's holed out. That required run rate, all the pressure going on to Ireland. Jura takes the catch. And they celebrate in the stands.
Now that slow partnership between Topping and Carmichael putting the Irish captain into too much of pressure here. He had to go after it. Was a short delivery. Pulled it. For a moment, even Lenny thought that this would go all the way. The timing seemed good, but there was no distance in that shot. So Irish skipper departs. Score 100 for 4.
Five to go.
Gareth Delaney. It's a very, very big ball, this man. As big as you'll see will rival Kushal Malla if he gets a few out of the screws, but he's been given a huge task because Morgan Toppin and Cade Carmichael just haven't been able to get going, and Neil Rock has holed out for 17. And Delaney tries to go downtown, no real timing whatsoever. Put down! Oh my! Should have been 2 and 2. You throw that to Kushal Bertel 100 times, I think he catches it 99.5. That was the exception to the rule.
Immediately apologizing to Karan Casey, who deserved his second wicket in 2 balls. This was a sitter, really. He had all the time in the world. It just bounced out of his palm. Oh, easy peasy. He definitely would have caught it 99.5 times out of 100. Cuts this time. Will only be a single.
A great ball follow by our camera team. You saw it all the way in. This is going to sound ridiculous what I'm about to say. It was almost too easy, wasn't it? Just such a sitter. I couldn't believe it went down.
When it's such an easy catch, sometimes you tend to be too complacent, isn't it? You think you're too relaxed at times, and this was an easy catch. Oh, straight in and out of his hands. He cannot believe it himself. He's having a smile there.
A very good fielder usually, and you get your best fielders into those key positions like long on. Short and wide will be given as a wide outside the off stump. It probably won't cost the game, but maybe. Is that the only blemish on the copybook today? Everything else has been very good from Nepal.
They've so far outplayed Ireland in all departments, I believe. 17.45, the asking rate. In the high side was a wide delivery this time by Karan. Delaney won, topping 21 of 25. I think he'll have to go after the bowling as well.
Very clever. Good skills from Karen KC. I think Delaney thought that was an on-pace delivery, going to go over the head. The batter, instead it's the cutter. Lovely to see the colour. That's the Nepal flags in the crowd. Crowds will continue to grow, hopefully, throughout the tour. We've got 6 more games to look forward to, all here at this venue.
Definitely. They crave for any kind of cricketing contest in this venue, at this venue. They love their cricket. 18 required now. 3 sixes at least out of every over. But Delaney, he has that hitting ability as well. You want somebody to take the responsibility and play an innings like Kushal Malla did.
I just think the game situation as well. Really surprised by the approach for Ireland's 3rd wicket partnership. Both Carmichael and Toppin just nowhere to be seen. That'll be a wide outside the off stump. You think of the modern T20 game and the approach that batters tend to take. They'd rather go down caught on the boundary, but they really barely played a shot in anger. 18 off 18 for Carmichael with no boundaries. Morgan Topping, 21 off 25. He's still there, yes, he could still maybe catch up. No boundaries.
And they're chasing 199. They're chasing 199. They required 10 and over right from the start. They'll question that partnership. That's also one of the reasons why the captain, Neil Rock, had to come in and play the shots immediately. Got a flat six towards the offside and then lost his wicket.
Hit well, but this time taken. Bertel's dropped a sitter and he's held on to a tough one. There's two fielders there, really strange fielding position, almost a straight bit on. And then one out in the rope, and Kushal Bertel has ensured that drop hasn't cost too many at all.
How do we compensate a sitter? By taking a great catch, and this was a much more difficult catch than the previous one. It was hit flat, hit powerfully as well, and judged it to perfection. Took it inches off the ground. Kushal Bertel has taken this catch, and Delaney has been dismissed only for one. Score is 104 for 5.
Just one ball left in Karen Casey's over. We've had well, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit stumped here because Gareth Delaney's still at the crease. I think it's been given not out. That previous delivery, that's given us a wide. May have to check that, Sachin. Not too often I'm stumped up here in the commentary box. Possible that the ball didn't carry, or maybe we missed a no ball. We'll try and find out from the scoring team.
Absolutely, we'll have to look at the scoring experts there. We thought that was out. We saw them celebrating as well. Did it just bounce in front? That's something we'll have to recheck. Meanwhile, 3 wide deliveries in this over by Karan Casey. Wide delivery again, 4 in this over. Such an eventful over this. Wicket off the very first ball.
Yeah, well, our apologies from our end here. We think that the catch might have gone down, even though there was celebrations initially. We'll just get one more look at it here. They're saying it hasn't carried, I think. Maybe just a flick of the turf. Good honesty from Kushal Bertel. Looked clean enough to me. I'm not sure if the umpires maybe came together and have decided that Delaney will rather remarkably survive. Again, it's Bertel in action. As chaotic an over as I can ever remember. Somehow Delaney's still there. And Ireland advance now to 108 for 4. So, after a rather bizarre over, with 10 deliveries in it, 4 wides, 2 wickets that weren't, 1 drop catch, and a second one that's been adjudged not to carry. We are going to now see another wicket as Morgan Topping's rather tortured stay at the crease has ended. Birthday boy yesterday, no joy today. Stumped for 21.
Well, 21 of 26, he'll not be very happy with his contribution because he's taken far more deliveries, far too many deliveries to get to his 21. And he has been dismissed in this fashion. Bowled really wide outside the off stump. All Anil Shah, in fact, Asif Sheikh had to do was grab the ball and stump it out. So 105 for 6. 108 for 6 is the score. 21 of 26.
Gavin Hoey into the crease and immediately takes an aggressive option and gets off the mark. His first bat of the series, didn't play yesterday. Seen a strange few overs here, not going to lie, Sachin. This was a slight moment of controversy. You and I both thought this was out, and with due reason. Was it maybe Kushal Bertel saying to the umpire he didn't quite know, or did the umpires maybe decide?
I still believe that fingers were underneath the ball when Kushal Bertel actually grabbed it. So confusion for us, finally cleared off, was not out, and then a wicket fell in the very first ball of this over.
For Gareth Delaney, he's only been in there for 4 balls, now 5. He could have been out twice.
And the ball went to the same fielder both the times. Kushal Bertel has been kept really very busy. The crowd almost already celebrating. Chop set towards the offside, only a single. And Kushal Malla is so slow off the air. He can deceive the batter really easily.
I think that's something 3 Irish leg spinners, I know I'm not saying they need to bowl as slow as Kushal Malla here. I think they can learn in terms of varying their pace. All 3 of them for me were a bit flat today. Good use of the feet from Hoey, but has he got enough of it? Not even close. And it's that lack of pace from Malla that does Hoey in. One spinner tries to take down another. And Malla strikes.
That's exactly what we were talking about. He does not allow any pace to the ball, and that's the reason why the batter was not able to time it at all. And eventually a good catch by Kushal Malla running behind. So Gavin Hoey, 1 of 2, and the score 110 for 6.
Fionn Hand, all-rounder down at number 8. Beautifully bowled. It's been some fragility exposed by Nepal spinners in just the 2 games so far. Gets us to the end of the 16th. 110 for 6. Well, the Worms tell a real tale, don't they? A tale of woe for Ireland, who promised so much. Look at them converging there inside the first 4 overs. Ireland were in a great position, 42 for none after 4. And they've just tailed away horribly in these middle overs. It means Nepal will be given a flying send-off as Delaney tries to get some late joy by pongoing that one through the offside. A boundary to greet Bahara's first return over from the TU end of the ground.
This is something you'd worry about, Avinash Bora, if you're the think tank of the Nepal team, because he misses the length only by a slightest degree that turns into a juicy half volley. He's really good with his slinging action. Bowls really good Yorkers as well. But if he misses that only by a whisker, the batter will have half volleys in offering.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he needs to find additional options. So what we saw Foster do quite nicely was some slower ball bouncers, some off-cutters, back of a length. It's great to have the Yorker up your sleeve, but I think if you go to it every ball, even if you hit 4 out of 6, you miss 2, you might go for 12 in the over. Because that's particularly at this ground where it's quite easy to score straight down the ground. He doesn't have express pace, so he has to rely upon his skills. But it's not an easy job at the death. Maybe the hardest role in all of T20 cricket.
Has been an issue for Nepal as well. The death overs. We saw that against Pakistan in the Asia Cup. They restricted Pakistan for around 130 in the first 32 overs. Did it hit the bat? Yes, it did.
Well, I'd love another look at this. I think this has hit the foot marks and almost turned like a leg break then. Well, the batter might evade that there. I'm not sure it's hit anything. I think it's hit the foot marks. We'll see it from this angle here. It's hit those foot marks and it's gone like a leg break. Maybe that's the variation that Bahara can invent. Fionn does get the single this time. He's trying to innovate, but the game is gone here for Ireland, really.
They had wickets in hand, Andrew. It's just that they did not accelerate when they had to. They needed to.
Right there.
That slow partnership that we're talking about, I think that took the match away from Ireland Wolves. Scoring 199 is not easy on this track or any track. And they needed quick runs. They needed runs to come. They needed consistent boundaries, which they didn't get.
An interesting fielding position you're seeing there. It's almost a straight stop, isn't it? I don't quite know how to describe it. It's not a mid-off. Delaney goes inside out over extra. Man out there, but isn't able to take the catch. Doesn't quite carry to Jura. Seen some innovation from Nepal. I think they're going to go down to India and then on to Oman. Full of confidence. I know there was a bit of talk of disappointment of the home tri-series and losing the final in Hong Kong. I think this side could be the one to beat in Oman in particular.
Absolutely, and the Nepali fans, they certainly believe that their team can do it. Repeat it, in fact. Full again. No proper connection. So good over this by Avinash. 81 needed of 18. 118 for 6 are Ireland Wolves. So 81 needed of 18. Andrew believes that this match is out of Ireland's grasp already.
Well, they say never write a team off. I'm writing them off. I'm writing off my own country. I'm saying Ireland are done here. They need a nominal, well, a fanciful, maybe a ridiculous 81 off 18 balls. We're going to see Bibek Yadav being given a bowl now.
Somebody famously called it the Leonard Derby.
Nicely played down the ground. Going to try run a second, need to get going. Direct hit would have been interesting. I saw somebody tweet about the Takludai Derby. I'm not too sure about that one, but I'll just confirm again, I love that nickname, so no problem using that one.
That's how you're known globally now. By a Nepali name?
It is funny, I have to say. I'm getting called Takludai more than I'm getting called Andrew of late on the recent visits. For those who don't know what we're talking about, particularly back in Ireland, we'll start with a nice part of the nickname, which is Dai, which is elder brother. Lovely. It's a real mark of respect, isn't it, here?
Yeah, it is.
In Nepal. And then Taklu is something I have been for a long time and will continue to be very proudly. Bald. So it's the bald elder brother. Sometimes when they ask for photos now, they say, oh, I've got a Takludai at home. I want to show the Takludai. It's all part of the fun and the spirit of the country. Love it.
No timing at all. They've struggled throughout their innings. Vivek Yadav being introduced for the first time, and this gives Rohit Paudel this opportunity to experiment. He can allow bowlers like Vivek Yadav to bowl an over because he may be needed at any point of time in the big tournaments to come. Slower one, heaved up. Does it have enough? No. This has not been Ireland Wolves Day at all. Easiest of catches for Sandeep Zora. He won't drop those. And wicket in the fourth delivery of Vivek Yadav's first over.
Good skills. They really know their game plans here, don't they, Nepal? Pace off the ball and smiles and congratulations from the skipper. It's a slower ball. The leg cutter might even have come out of the back of the hand. Fionn Hand can hit a big ball. The problem has been several times Ireland have tried to the bigger boundary. And they've been caught out square in the deep quite regularly. Started so brightly in the power play, but they faded away rather tamely indeed here. The latest one to fall is Fionn Hand, caught for 5, 1-2-2 for 7. Liam McCarthy at number 9. Thought he innovated nicely, 16 off just 7 balls. Yadav's going to come around the wicket. Asif Sheikh not happy with the field.
And the bowling options for Rohit Paudel as a captain. Can be an advantage for him. It's always a challenge to manage if we have far too many options. Rohit Paudel has done really well. Yesterday and today, Ireland were bundled out for only 121 yesterday, 123 for 7 today.
There's kind of shades of similarities between the two batting performances, certainly for Ireland. Haven't shown much outside of Stephen Doheney, really. Been a few contributions from others, but he looks to have been the only one that's possessed a technique to succeed. Gareth Delaney's going to get 4 here, but he's been completely out of sorts. He's looked like in these conditions. He gets to 15. Boundary closes out the 18th. 127 for 7. 2 overs left, and Sampal Kami's going to have a bowl. Interesting today, isn't it? No Lalit Rajbanshi, no Dipendra Singh Airi. Many less spinners than you'd be used to in a Nepal starting 11. But they still managed to get 7 overs of spin in. Kushal Malla, the pick of them, with 3 for 15. 1 for 20 for Kushal Bertel, and just the 1 over for Rohit Paudel. Do you think there's a few concerns, if anything, within this 15? Just the death bowling is still one of those lingering concerns for Nepal?
Absolutely. I think with both Sompal and Karan not known for their death bowling abilities, that's not exactly the field they shine in. So Avinash Bora will be used in the death overs for sure. But he'll have to be immaculate with his line and length, especially length, because Avinash Bora does not have that express pace. A ball him. The crowd still getting behind Sompal Kami. They know that this match is going only one way from here, but they're still celebrating this wicket. Try to play that paddle, and the middle stick has gone for a walk.
Well, what a delightful sight for any fast bowler. The middle stump out of the ground, and it's going to go cartwheeling here. Keep an eye on it. You can see what McCarthy's trying to do. Look at the bails go flying into the air. But he is the latest Irish batter to fall. This is a limp end to what's going to be a very heavy defeat. A wake-up call for Ireland. McCarthy gone for 127 for 8. So just numbers 10 and Jack left for Ireland, the last rights. Ben White has been juggled and caught, and maybe a run out at the non-strikers end for good measure. Sampal Kami's got 2 and 2. He's nearly got 3 and 2. What can't he do? This man, Sampal Kami.
Juggled it at the first time, and then he had his eyes on the ball, and that's what allowed him to take that catch really easily. So 2 and 2, Sompal Kami on a hat-trick. Can he finish it off with a hat-trick? And then he also tried that run-out thing. Unfortunately, you can't have 2 wickets in the same ball, Sompal. 127 for 9 is the score.
Sampal Kami, he's on a hat-trick. He's got a smile as broad as the sun. I have to say, one of my favourite cricketers in the world to watch. Sampal Kami, always engaging and charismatic. I was giving out to him last night. I said, no celebrations yesterday, Sampal. He said, I'll give you one today. Could see the celebrations now if he can find a way past Matthew Foster. The field come in, slips in place. Even catching cover in. He's on a hat-trick. Here we go. Can he finish in grand style? Not quite. Could be a run out. It will be a run out. We'll call it a team hat-trick. It was nearly 4 and 3. Kami, Paudel, it's all Nepal. Off you go to India. Off you go to Oman. And then you go to the World Cup. These national heroes, they've done it all here today. And they've taken, well, an utterly convincing win by 81 runs.
A massive win this for the Nepali side. They've defeated Ireland Wolves very, very convincingly. Bundled out for only 127, won by 71 runs, the Nepali side. This has been a very, very convincing victory. Contributions from almost every member of the team. And this was the final wicket to fall. For a moment we thought there was a chance of a catch. Not to be. Direct hit from Rohit Paudel. No hat-trick for Sompal. but a wicket off the hat-trick ball. There's no chance the runner would have got back to the crease.
Look at the scenes of celebration. Great joy, not just on the field, but in the background in the crowd too. It is the start of an incredibly exciting few months for Nepali cricket, both here in Nepal and down in India and then in Oman and in the United States and the Caribbean. Ireland, well, they've been roundly outplayed today, I have to say. I thought they showed more today than they did yesterday, but ultimately the gulf in class is quite apparent. And I just wonder if we saw the Irish senior side here against Nepal in these conditions, maybe Nepal might quite fancy their chances. They're yet to beat a test nation in either ODI or T20I cricket. That is surely a matter of time. We may see that record break come June, come that T20 World Cup. But this is a thumping 71 runs. My maths are right now. Finally got them right. The margin of victory, all too good. Nepal for Ireland A today.
Nepal rested. The man at the center of your screen, Lalit Rajbangse today, the ace spinner for the Nepali side. Devendra Singh Adi was rested as well. But despite that, Nepal were able to bundle up the Ireland Wolves for only 127 runs and winning this match by 71 runs. A win by 71 runs, even in ODIs, is a big deal. And they have defeated this Ireland side very, very convincingly.
A big smile on Durga Subedi's face as well. Good job done by him and Vinay Kumar Jha today. 71 runs, that margin of victory. You can see why I did ordinary leaving Cert Mathematics and not advanced. Not 81 as I initially said. Strange anomaly to this scorecard as there was in the Nepal scorecard. The top six all made double figures. In the first innings, no one made more than Gulshan Jazz 46. In this innings, no one made more than Stephen Doheney's 26, who again was the pick of the batters. But really, I think there's going to be a lot of disappointment at Irish camp. Lots of starts, but nobody kicking on.
And that fourth wicket partnership between Carmichael and Topping was too slow, was very slow, and stopped the run making for the Ireland side. They had to chase a massive target of 199, and they lost that momentum. Nepal, on the other hand, they kept taking wickets after that. They kept putting pressure, and eventually they were bundled out. They lost all their 10 wickets for only 127 runs.
Get a look at the best of the batting highlights. And Sachin, it all started so well, didn't it, for Ireland up in the first 4 overs. I thought Stephen Doheney played a sparkling knock. I know it was only 13 balls, but he scored so quickly and fluently. And it looked like there was a real plan to target straight down the ground. Got a little bit of support from Ross Adair, but then really, outside of the 2 sixes from Neil Rock, there wasn't a lot to cheer.
Few boundaries here and there, but nowhere enough for the Irish side to chase this target. So we had all the 10 wickets that fell. 3 wickets for Sombal Kami, 3 wickets for Kushal Malla, 1 for Karan Casey, and Burtel also picked up 1. Gulshan Jha bowled economically, 2 overs, only 12 runs. 18 runs in 3 overs for Avinash Bora, but Jha and Bora remain wicketless. So 3 wickets that fell in the 18th over. Sompal Kami took 2 in 2, and then there was a run out to finish it off. This was the first wicket to fall. Went miles up, eventually caught really easily by Rohit Paudel. Slashed into the hands of Gulshan, who would not miss that easy catch. And Kushal Burtel broke that partnership, a rather slow one. And an easy catch again for Anil Shah. Was a slower bounce of this. Straight into the hands, and that's how Neil Rock, the skipper, was dismissed. Stumped this time. Kushal Malla again coming back and picking up his 2nd wicket. And the lack of pace that we're talking about. Caught and bowled for Kushal Malla, his 3rd wicket. 3 important wickets taken by the left-hander. Caught in deep, easily. It was Sandeep Zora this time, and Sompal Kami's first of his 2 wickets. Caught and bowled. Had his eyes on the ball, and that's how he got his wicket. And this is how the Ireland Wolves innings ended. Directed from the skipper, and they won this match by 71 runs.
You love that moment right at the end, and here's the great tradition: win, lose or draw. however they play, thank the fans. Saw some lovely stuff on social media last night. The team's still here at 5:30, 5:45. You cannot help but love this team. And there maybe is that rhododendron you were talking about earlier, the national
That's not
flower.
the national flag, that's the national flower. I already got into the meme pages. So 198 for 7 is what Nepal managed, and Ireland could only manage 127, losing all their 10 wickets, and Nepal win this match by 71 runs.
So that's going to wrap up our on-field coverage for the moment, but do stay with us. We'll have the post-match presentation. We'll hear from both captains, and we've got 3 awards to give away. I just wonder, will a certain Kushal Malla be involved? What a performance from him today. The star of the show, 34 off 13 and 3 for 15 with the ball. Don't go anywhere too far. Back with you with all the post-match in just a few moments' time. So welcome to the post-match presentation for game number 2 of this Dish Home Fibernet Ireland Wolves Tour of Nepal. We've seen a really entertaining match, a high-scoring 1-2 with Nepal posting 198 for 7, and it proved too many for the Ireland Wolves, who came up short by 71 runs. It means that the Nepal side in their last fixtures here on home soil before that T20 World Cup, that return to the T20 World Cup for the first time in 10 years. Series win. We've got 3 awards to give away, and we'll hear from both captains. We will start. First award, if we can get this microphone working. That's going to be the Degree Malia striker of the match. I'd like to call upon my first presenter, Mr. Dahal, who's going to come up and present a cheque for 7,500 rupees. See you, Sijan. Great to have you with us. 7,500 rupees, the prize for this one. It's going to go to the top scorer of the day. He hit 4 sixes and 1 4. He made 46 of just 32 deliveries. Give a big round of applause, please, to Gulshan Jha. So Gulshan's going to receive his cheque for 7,500 rupees as the Degree Malia striker of the match. Some big hits from the left-hander. Showing great form again with the back. Great to see. Thank you, gents. Okay, our second award is going to be the Mansara Most Valuable Player of the Match, and I'd like to call upon Mr. Shailendra Dodge-Karki, who's a producer of the Mansara movie, who's going to come up. You can bring your daughter with you if you want. She doesn't want to come up. That's okay. They're going to receive a cheque for 7,500 rupees for the MVP of the match today. Well, he's a charismatic entertainer. He's brilliant to watch with the ball in his hand. He was taking wickets, he was taking catches, he was nearly trying to affect double plays and run-outs too. The MVP today for his 3 for 17, it's Sampal Kami. So Sampal will receive his cheque for 7,500 rupees as the Mansara Most Valuable Player of the Match. Very nearly at a hat-trick as well, didn't you, Sampal? Thank you, Sampal. Dandavad. Okay, time to speak to both captains. We'll start with the Ireland Wolves captain. That's Neil Rock. Neil, come on up here, mate. Hard luck today. Chastening defeat, that was quite a heavy one. How did you see it out there?
Yeah, we got outplayed again, and Nepal were very much deserving of their 2-0 win. It just always felt like we were chasing the game. You know, they got off to a flyer, then we kind of crawled it back, and then there was a crucial period just after drinks where they kind of got away from us again.
On the positive side, you had a flying start yourself with the bat. When you were 42 for none after 4, you really felt in that game.
Yeah, certainly. I think Steo hit his first ball for 6, and Ross was there to the other end taking on as well. And that's the intent we're trying to play with, you know. But when you're chasing 200, 2 or 3 quiet overs can really get that run right up. And if they bowled pretty well through the middle there, and we could never really get going again.
How good are this Nepal? It's the senior side, the full side. It's a difficult way to start the tour, isn't it? How good are they in their own conditions here? Are you seeing the benchmark that you and your other young players need to get to?
Yeah, we are. You know, a little bit disappointing today. I don't think we've showed how good we are the last 2 days, but at the same time, they've definitely outplayed us. They've played very well, and again, deserved 2-0 win.
You've got the Nepal A side to play against now. Maybe not going to be a big drop-off in quality. They've got plenty of good spinners in their team. 3 T20s, then 3 50-over matches. Can you start to turn things around at this tour, start to pick up some wins?
Yeah, hopefully we'll regroup tomorrow. We have a day off and the start of a new series, and we certainly won't be taking them lightly. You know, there's obviously a lot of guys pushing there to go to a World Cup and stuff like that. So, yeah. Okay, well, hard luck today, Neil. Nice to hear from you. Nice to talk to us as well. Okay, Neil Rock, disappointed again, understandably quite heavy. 21 runs the margin. Time to speak now to Rohit Powell of Nepal. A few issues with our mic, mate, aren't we? Here we go. Okay, today, outstanding. Is that exactly the kind of style of cricket that you want to play?
Yeah, I think we did decent. No, I will say good with the bat, especially in the first half. We didn't did to our expectation, and after the 11th over we carried the momentum, and then after I think Kushal Malla and Zora carried that momentum, and as a batting unit I think we did a good job, and after that as a bowling unit I think we did great job.
How special a cricketer is Kushal Malla? He's still so young in age, but the way in which he can come in and influence the game with that high strike rate, is that the role you want him to play? You want him to be a finisher rather than someone higher up the order?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a game changer for us, and the way he contributes in lower order, I think any time he can change the game, and we are expecting the same from him in the ACC Premier Cup and World Cup, and yeah, the role is given to him and he's executing it.
It's very rare you don't have a frontline spinner. No Lalit Rajbanshi today, no Dipender Singh Ari today. So it was really the kind of more part-time bowlers, yourself and Kushal Malla and Kushal Bertel, that had to step up. But does that show that the depth that you have, really lots of good spin options?
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to check everyone, especially where they stand, and everyone got the opportunity. So the main aim was to give game time to everyone, and everyone stepped really well. Especially Kushal Burtel, Kushal Mal, everyone bowled really well, and Somdai and Karan, they bowled really well in the power play. So as a bowling unit, I said they did a good job.
Finally, just talk to us about what's to come. It's really exciting, isn't it? Toward the Friendship Cup down in India, ACC Premier in Oman, and then that World Cup that everyone in the entire city and the country is talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. The main goal is for ACC Premier Cup to qualify in the Asia Cup, and before that, SMS Friendship Cup would be a great preparation for us for ACC Premier Cup. So we all are very excited for SMS Friendship Cup, and then after we'll do good job in ACC Premier Cup.
It's your last game on home soil. You've been given a lovely send-off with a 2-0 series win over Ireland Wolves. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, Rohit Paudel, the captain of Nepal, 2-0 series. We've got one more role here. We've got to give away the big prize of the day. That's going to be for the Valley Express Player of the Match. I'd like to ask Mr. Bivek Maharjan, the area manager for Valley Express, to come up to present the cheque. It's going to be followed by a trophy after this. And really, there was only one option today. He took 3 for 15 from his 3 overs with the ball, and he struck a quite brilliant 34 off 13 balls. The Player of the Match, it's Kushal Malla. So Kushal's first going to receive his cheque for 10,000 rupees as the Valley Express Player of the Match. And after he receives his cheque, I'd like to call upon Mr. Arjun Paudel, the tournament director, and the CAN Central Board member as well, to come up and present the Player of the Match trophy. And we'll see that given here now. And pose for a photo, please, too. Sensational performance from one of Nepal's rising stars, Kushal Malla. And I know he's desperate to come and have a chat to me. In you come, Kushal. Kushal, many congratulations. Talk to me about your batting first. Just 4 sixes today.
Just trying to play till the end, but couldn't. Yes.
You were targeting that shorter boundary. Is that something you spoke about before you went out to bat with Monty Desai?
Yeah, I was targeting a short boundary, and the leg spinner was online, so I targeted.
Where do you like to bat in the order? Would you like to be higher up, or are you happy coming in wherever you get told to bat?
Yeah, wherever I need.
And what about your bowling today? 3 for 15. You took the pace off the ball. Is that something you were trying to do because of the conditions?
Wicket was helping a little bit, so I did. I was mixing the pace.
Okay, final question. How much are you looking forward to that T20 World Cup? I tried asking Rohit Paudel about it. He was saying the main focus is the ACC Premier Cup, but a T20 World Cup for your country must be the stuff of dreams.
Yeah, but first of all, we need to see our first game now. So it's the most important for now.
Kushal, we love watching you play. The Player of the Match today. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, Kushal Malla, what a charismatic star he is. And he's going to get better and better at those interviews as he comes and progresses in his career. Thanks so much for watching today. It's going to wrap it up for all our coverage today. We've got a day off tomorrow, but then it's the Nepal A side that will provide that challenge for the Ireland Wolves. It's going to be a 3-match T20 series followed by 3 50-over matches. It starts Wednesday live on Action Sports HD. Remember to download that Dish Home Go app too. We'll see you Wednesday starting from 1 p.m.